It's Western Athletic Conference baseball, and it takes place here on ESPN+. The final Tuesday of April, the final midweek game of April as well. And it's a good one. Dallas Baptist, the Patriots, visiting the Abilene Christian Wildcats. As we welcome you to Bullock Brothers Ballpark alongside Roman Raffelli, I am Andy Penny. It's a hot one tonight, and these two teams trying to stay hot as well. Both won their series over the weekend. Power is the name of the game between Dbu and ACU.
HT seems a lot of home runs, really love that power ball, can live in the gaps, but obviously driving in runs with the home run more often than not.
As these two teams rely on the home run, both lead their conferences in home runs. And as we look at our impact players for Dbu, it's been Chayton Krause his entire career, already 200 hits, 40 home runs in his Dbu career.
A fantastic player in that lineup, a really key bat in what's been just a great offensive team all season long. They're going to need him to continue that here tonight, be a leader, be powerful on top.
For ACU, Nick Arias, the backbreaker grand slam versus UTA on Sunday. He's been hot as of late.
Arias hitting in that 3 spot. He's had runners on in front of him quite a bit. Obviously able to hit that grand slam on Sunday, really, put the Wildcats over the edge on that rubber match on Sunday. A big bat in this lineup needs to continue to be consistent, live in the gaps, and just find contacts.
It was a great weekend for ACU, and with more on that, we send it to the third member of our team. She's downfield level. It's Ashley Henderson. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Andy. ACU won its first WAC series win of the conference this season against UT Arlington on Saturday. Reese Borho capped the game off with a walk-off single in the 10th inning, giving the Wildcats a 9-8 victory. The offense then carried that momentum into Sunday with a lot of big performances by JT Thompson, Nick Arias, and Zant Payne. So we'll see if the offense can carry that momentum into today's game against Dbu, another team with a powerful offense. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ashley. It's a pair of juniors on the mound tonight. Tate Hess for the Patriots, Colin Adams for the Wildcats. First pitch on the other side, Dbu and ACU here on ESPN+. And back to Abilene. We get ready for first pitch, ACU and Dbu. Andy Penny alongside Roman Raffelli. The Wildcats at 21 and 22 overall. Dbu at 25 and 19. It is a hot one tonight in Abilene, Texas. There's a look at the temperature, 93 degrees, and it feels like it as well. And it's Houston type of humid tonight. Do have a little bit of a breeze blowing right field pole to left field pole. We'll call it a hitter's ballpark tonight.
Yeah, and it's really just a hot ballpark. That artificial turf is about 10 degrees typically warmer than the air, so you're talking about 103 for the players on the field. They're going to be sweating. It's going to be a grueling one here, the first of, what's expected to be a grueling stretch down the stretch for the Wildcats in the state of Texas.
Hey, midweek tonight, we anticipate we'll see a bullpen style of game really for both teams. The starter tonight for the Wildcats, it's the junior left-hander, Colin Adams. He will get the ball here for the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Adams had some really high highs this season and some really low lows. Last week against Texas Tech, he did struggle, but also got the win a winning start against Texas Christian University a couple of weeks ago. Really a guy that, if he's on his spots, his off-speed stuff is moving. He's a really dangerous guy on the mound, a smaller guy on the bump, but just needs to go out there and don't do anything special, get some ground balls, get some outs, get the bats out there.
Fourth start of the year. He's a pitch-to-contact hitter, 8 strikeouts, 8 walks on the year. He will see a Dbu lineup that loves to hit the long ball, 6th in the country in home runs with 89 long balls on the year, a team batting average of 296. That's second best in Conference USA. Sarton, Bennett, and Pettit, 1, 2, 3, Rose, Krause, and Ryan Martin in the middle, Neville, Schlegel, and Grady, the bottom part of the lineup here for the Patriots. Again, 25 and 19. They're 14 and 7 in Conference USA play. And these games for Dbu are important. You look at the RPI, they're 75th in RPI right now. They're on the outside looking in as far as an NCAA regional is concerned. You better guarantee they're going to bring their A game here tonight.
And it's a rivalry that's, obviously not quite the same stature of, Dbu and ACU, but teams that are familiar with each other, have played some good games. I mean, this is a Patriot team that lost in Abilene here a season ago. Definitely not a game that put a good taste in their mouth. They played a great game over in the Dallas area earlier this season. Need to continue that here today because, like you said, we're getting down the stretch. They're outside looking in, but this team is more than capable of making, a push towards conference play and a conference tournament.
A look at the Wildcat defense tonight here for Rick McCarty. Brady Ladisaw, you get a look at him out in left field. JT Thompson in center. Ryan Jones gets the start tonight in right. The infield looks the same as it did all weekend. Arias at third, Payne at shortstop, Meese at second base, Grant Watkins over at first. Brady Gray gets to start, the battery mate here of the junior lefty, Colin Adams. Adams, the ERA just under 7 as he makes his 4th start of the year, but only 10 1/3 innings of work here for Colin. So we anticipate, again, a bullpen style of game for Rick McCarty here in the midweek. Adams will see Brooks Sarton to get it underway, the second baseman, a lefty-lefty matchup. We are underway. First pitch at 6:07. And it is a strike. Second time the Patriots and the Wildcats have played this year. Played way back on February 17th, more than 2 months ago at Horner Ballpark there in Dallas. A DBU 12-3 win. The 17 hits for DBU that night, the most that an ACU pitching staff has given up still to this date in a game. 12 runs on 17 hits. ACU just 5 hits that night, but 2 long balls, courtesy of Zan Payne as well as Brady Gray. This is in for a strike, and it's 1-2. ACU trying to build some momentum off of their 2 out of 3 series win versus UT Arlington this week. Dropped the Friday game, but came back and won both Saturday and Sunday. Sarton lifts this foul territory. Arias will give a look, but it will fall past the wall on the left field line. We'll do 1-2 again. It's unusual territory for the Patriots. 10 consecutive NCAA regionals have been reached. But as of now, on the outside looking in, still plenty of baseball to go with 4 weeks left, and their conference schedule will allow them to move up in the RPIs and in the Conference USA standings, currently tied for 3rd. So there's a 1-2. That's high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adams' longest outing this year, 3 innings of scoreless baseball. That came in that win, the midweek versus TCU 3 weeks ago. 2-2. Just missed on the off speed.
And I really like what I'm seeing here from Sarton. You know, patient approach at the plate. You know, you're going to be facing a guy who's going to throw a lot of off-speed stuff to you. There's a lot of funk with Adams from that left side, but a patient approach here, fouling off some pitches, living to find one he likes.
It's been a tough out. He's 12 of his last 19 over the last 4-game stretch. He'll stay alive here. We'll do 3-2 again. 12 for 19 over the last 5 games. 4 of those 5 games are multi-hit games. 2 doubles, 2 home runs. This weekend versus Florida International, 7 for 13. A series that DBU won 2 out of 3 down in Miami. Second payoff pitch. It's high for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk.
And just a really nice at-bat there from Sarton. He's fouled off some pitches. That's what you want to see as a leadoff. You know, you obviously want that guy to get on base, but more than anything, you want him to let the guy on deck, the guy in the hole, and then the whole dugout just be able to see what the pitcher's throwing so you can get on the board early.
Patient at-bat there, and the leadoff man on. That'll set up Jake Bennett, the left fielder. It's Bennett the average at 387. He makes his 30th start of the year. This game 45 for the Patriots. And throw over to first. Bennett also 7 hits on the weekend. He was 7 for 15, had 4 home runs down in Miami. A series, again, the DBU won 2 out of 3. Patriots have won 6 of their 7 CUSA's series on the year, but 14-7 overall, so they haven't swept anybody, but they are winning the series on the weekend. See that average at 387, 15 home runs. That's tops in Conference USA. Again, a team that's hit 89 on the year, 6th in the country. Adams a long set, and another throw over to first. Rick McCarty was impressed with his pitching staff over the weekend. This one outside. Changed up the rotation a little bit over the weekend. Brett Landman, the typical Friday starter, moved to the Saturday spot. Wildcats, the walk-off win, as Ashley talked about, 8-7 in extra, or check that, 9-8 in extras. And then the run roll victory on Sunday, 14-4. That ball's upstairs. It's 2-1.
And that revamped rotation, really just a fantastic move by Coach McCarty to put Lamon on Thursday to break up two lefties, or the two righties, with Coleman on Friday and Whitaker now in the starting rotation on Sundays. Whitaker gave him a great start on Sunday. It was really solid the week ago at Indiana as well.
2-1 lifted left side. Arias will give chase again. Foul territory. Payne's over there as well. Arias can't find it. Payne tries, runs into the wall on the left side, and it'll go as another long foul ball in a 2-2 count. So we are full sun tonight. There is not a cloud in the sky anywhere. So not only is it hot, but it is sunny, and that left side of the infield will have to battle that sun over the course of the next hour, hour and a half. A 2-2 count here to Bennett. Off speed, fouled off, we'll do it again. This ACU defense, a fielding percentage of .971. That's a little low for a Rick McCarty coach team. They're 5th in the WAC in that category, .971. 45 errors on the year. They've turned 29 double plays. There's the 2-2. Fastball in for strike 3. Bennett was anticipating something else. Goes down something there in the zone. Strike 3 in the first out, top of the first.
That's only the 9th strikeout on the year for Colin Adams here, but this is just a really nice sequence. He was going with the off-speed stuff, getting some foul ball contact, and then just throws a fastball right in on the hands at about 89 miles an hour. But when you're not sitting on it there, maybe thought that was a little bit in, but that's a great pitch, a great spot to get the strikeout.
First out, here's Luke Pettit, the designated hitter. Pettit, the average at .321, his 26th game started of the year. He has been hot as a rocket as he's taken over in the DH spot. He did that the middle of March. He leads DBU in so many offensive categories since that first start on March 14th. 11 home runs, 34 RBIs. His slugging percentage is just shy of .700 over the course of the last 6 weeks. Adams again, a long set. He'll look over at Sarton and now come to the plate. It's on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, really nice pitch there. Adams, a guy who likes to live on the edge, is able to go outside with that off speed.
One upstairs, 2 balls in, 1 strike. We play with a 3-man umpiring crew tonight. It's Kyle Parker calling balls and strikes. Trent Petrie is down the first base line. He'll work the right side of the infield. And Damon Thomas in the middle of the infield. He'll work the third base side as well. There's a 2-1. Off speed for a strike, and it's 2-2. See Maddox Meese there on your screen, the second baseman. He's over left side of the second base bag in the shift. 2-2. This one off the handle and will fall in front of Ladisaw in left field for a base hit. First hit of the night for the Patriots. Sarton will move up to second, 2 on with 1 out.
And just a nice swing of the bat here. Really simple, not trying to do too much. Got jammed a little bit there, like you mentioned, off the handle, but able to find some green gas in left field and continue to extend this inning. Now first and second with just 1 out. Opportunity to put up a cricket number in the top of the first.
Mac Rose in the cleanup spot. The catcher get his first look. Rose the average at .277, his 15th start of the year. First pitch swinging, hits it down the right field line. Long run going out Meese as well as Jones. Jones is able to get underneath it just inside the foul line. That was dangerous territory, Bermuda Triangle, but great speed for Jones, able to run it down, second out of the top of the first.
And especially with some harsh wind pushing in from that right field foul pole, that ball is going to swirl and really be not only a dangerous one for some collisions and stuff, but you're just not going to know where that ball's coming down until it's in the glove. Props to Jones there for hustling in, getting a good line, and then being able to get a good position to catch that one instead of forcing Meese to try to catch it over his shoulder or looking directly up at it.
2 outs for Chayton Kraus, the first baseman. Our impact player tonight for the Patriots. First pitch from Adams, fastball on the outside. Kraus, the 4th Patriot ever with 200 career hits and 40 home runs. Trying to become the 2nd DBU player ever with 200 career hits, 40 home runs, and 200 RBIs. Currently sits at 185. He has been a stat filler his entire DBU career. Gets under this one, pops it up into shallow center, and it's Misi, the second baseman, under make it. He'll make the catch, and the side is retired. DBU gets 2 on the base pass, but nothing to show. We've played half an inning. We're scoreless in Abilene.
Fans, follow the Wildcats on social media tonight so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Half an inning from Abilene. Dallas Baptist goes quietly. ACU, the bats will come up for the first time here in the bottom of the first. They will see the junior right-hander for the Patriots, 6'2", 240-pound junior. Tate Hess gets the start for the Patriots.
Yeah, junior righty out of Singer, Louisiana. Been really solid for him this season so far. 1-0 record, the 5.12 ERA in just under 14 innings of work. A guy who can deal with a little bit of traffic. Again, a kind of pitch to contact guy, only 10 strikeouts and 4 walks in those near 14 innings. Needs to go out there and let this ACU lineup swing it, let them ground into some outs, not try to be a hero.
Third start of the year for Hess. 13 2/3 innings of work, as Roman mentioned. 10 strikeouts, 4 walks, but an opponent batting average of .351, and this is an ACU batting lineup that is currently stroking it pretty well. A team batting average on the year of .279, but they hit it very well over the weekend. Payne, Cardenas, and Arias, 1, 2, 3, Jones, Thompson, and Brady Lattisall there in the middle. Watkins, Gray, and Misi to wrap it up. 7, 8, and 9. Of course, the combination of Diego Cardenas and Grant Watkins lead the WAC in home runs with 18 apiece. Currently 11th in the country. The Wildcats lead the WAC collectively with 74 home runs. That's good enough for 20th in the NCAA. First pitch here to Zant Payne. It's on the inside for a strike. Payne, the team leader in so many offensive categories for the Wildcats. The average at .341, 58 hits, on base percentage of .464. Dropped down to the 2 spot on Saturday, but he's back in the leadoff spot here today. So Rick McCarty still trying to fine-tune this batting lineup.
And that Saturday ball game, just the 2nd game all season for Payne where he didn't reach base. And late in that ball game, he put down a sac bunt, really just a selfless play there, saying, I'll sacrifice the streak, which McCarty wasn't really sure that he was aware of the streak or that it was in jeopardy. Even, said a guy like Payne, not someone who looks at the stats, doesn't care about it, just wants to go play baseball. But a really selfless play put on there.
Yeah, no kidding. 35. He'd been on base 35 consecutive going into Saturday. But 2 sacrifice bunts on Saturday. Yeah. One of those coming late in the game. So sacrificed the on-base streak to help his team get the 9-8 extra inning win. This pitch on the outside.
It's an all-caps sac bunt there.
He's worked himself a full count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hess, his last outing came last Tuesday versus TCU. So the payoff pitch is upstairs, and it's a leadoff walk. So runner on the base pass here for the Wildcats. We'll take a look at DBU's defense. Bennett, Schlegel, and Martin left to right in the outfield. Grady, Neville, Sarton, and Kraus in the infield. Mac Rose, again, the start tonight, is 16th of the year, the battery mate here for Tate Hess. And here's Diego Cardenas, and the WAC leader in home runs with 18. It's been a while, though, for both he and Watkins with home runs. Been quiet the last few weekends. Cardenas, his last home run came in the Indiana series weekend before last. It's been 2 weeks for Watkins since his last home run. Fastball in the inside corner, 91 on the gun. It's 0-2. Diego also leads the WAC in slugging at .712 and RBIs with 53. 0-2, off speed at the shoe tops. Curveball gets Diego. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Hess.
And a fantastic sequence there, but a really nice off-speed pitch to end it there. Just rolled that one off the table. Started at about belt high, and then just, like you mentioned, right on top of the shoes there to Cardenas. That's a good swing and miss pitch, and a big out after letting the first guy on off a walk.
Another look at it here. Throw over, Payne back in. Look at Nick Arias. Nick, the loud swing on Sunday, the 2-out grand slam versus UTA, a game that the Wildcats scored in 6 of their offensive innings in the run rule victory. 14-4 the win versus the Mavericks on Sunday. Nick had the grand slam. The average currently at 283. That home run was his 6th of the year, 34 RBIs. Check swing on a pitch that's high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, this is a great matchup between ACU and DBU. Rick McCarty, the head coach of the Wildcats, a former assistant for Dan Hefner at DBU before making the jump to becoming the head coach here for ACU, this year number 8. But prior to that, it was McCarty on the staff of Hefner. And a high mutual respect between those 2 head coaches now. Saw a lot of joking going on during batting practice and such. This has become one between these 2 guys. They've started filling their midweek schedule against each other. The second meeting this year. So this one's fouled at the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you can really tell the level of respect between these 2, because when talking to McCarty this week, he told me that, he thinks that DBU played their best game of the season against the Wildcats time ago, and that wasn't to, make an excuse or anything like that. He said, hey, they hit the ball really well, they pitched the ball really well, but, that's just a really well-done program that, we got to see the peak of their abilities that night.
Game seems like forever ago, and I think both coaches would say that. Those were almost 2 different teams at the time. It was just the 4th game of the year for DBU, the 5th game of the year for ACU. Patriots at 12-3 win. This one fouled off right side. We'll do 2-2 again. Uncharted territory right now for the Patriots, at least in the last decade. Trying to find their way into an NCAA regional. The conference schedule will help over the next few weeks as they host Louisiana Tech this week. Still have Jacksonville State, who's the current leader in the conference. As Arias will hit this one up the middle, a dive, it's off the glove of Sarton and into shallow center field. It will go as a single for Arias, and the Wildcats have 2 on with 1 out.
It was great base running by Zant Payne there. He got halfway and froze, seeing that one on a line there, but then pops in and out of the glove of Sarton. A really tough play there. He probably wishes he could have that one back as it hit him in the glove, but a tough play nonetheless. And just a great job from Arias, seeing some pitches, having a quality at-bat, whatever the result would have been, and then finding a way on base to put 2 on with 1 out.
Looked like that hit off the heel of the glove more than in the webbing, and because of that, just could not squeeze it. Wildcats their first hit tonight. Here's Ryan Jones, the start in right field tonight. Jones' 34th start, 274 the average. The WAC leader in hit by pitch. He's been hit 14 times this year. Take 1 for the team. That one's down in the dirt. It's 2-0. Jones, the transfer from Texas Tech, started his career in Lubbock. It's been a nice addition to this Wildcat program. Chance to drive in the first run of the night tonight. Hess comes set. 2-0 fouled off. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hess, the transfer from Louisiana. This is 2nd year with DBU. Minimal outings a year ago. The 2-1. Curveball misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count here for Ryan Jones.
And a really patient approach here as, you know, a redshirt freshman, but a younger guy, obviously. It's been something that's, you know, really impressed the team with, you know, just how willing he is to, you know, wait and find his pitch.
3-1. That's downstairs for ball 4. Patient at bat for Jones. He's worked himself a walk. It's the second of the inning by Hess. The bases are loaded for the Wildcats with just 1 out.
And who better to come to the plate than maybe the hottest bat in the lineup, a 643 last week. Batting average for JT Thompson, who gets to the plate. But again, just a really nice approach there from Ryan Jones, not trying to do too much with the pitch down low, because that's a really easy pitch to, you know, swing and miss at, and all of a sudden the pitcher Hess on the mound has a lot of momentum, or you get a weak chopper and a double play to end the inning.
Thompson, as Roman mentioned, the 9 for 14 week last week. That was a midweek versus Texas Tech, and then the 3-game series versus UT Arlington. 9 for 14, 2 doubles, 5 runs scored, 4 runs batted in. And already a visit here from DBU. Pitching coach Cale Johnson coming out. Wants to talk to his right-hander here, Tate Hess.
Well, just to tell, you know, anyone at home how big of a week it is to hit 643. He played in the Texas Tech game on Tuesday. That was a 292 batting average at that point. He enters today's game with a 328 batting average. I mean, JT Thompson's seeing the ball super well, but he's also just, you know, being a really timely hitter for the Wildcats. You talked about the walk-off on Saturday. He scored the tying run in the 8th, and then the winning run his next time up, was able to get on base, get around, and then score. I mean, not too often you have a guy be the tying run and then the winning run in a single game.
Already the visit from Coach Johnson. We anticipate a bullpen style of game tonight, but already a visit here, 1 out in the bottom of the 1st. Wildcats a chance to seize early momentum and control here with the bases loaded. Payne at 3rd, Arias at 2nd as Jones over at 1st. Hess will work out of the line. A fastball lifted foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rick McCarty was high on JT Thompson during his press conference yesterday. Just called this guy the definition of a ball player, the Swiss Army knife. We've seen him in multiple positions. We've seen him on the infield at second base. Tonight at center field. And he'll hit this one through the hole into right field, a base hit. 1 run is in. That's Payne. The throw to the plate is all the way through, but a head first slide by Arias. It's a 2-run single for JT Thompson. He stays hot. The Wildcats a 2-0 lead.
And now 10 for his last 15, and just timely hitting there. You talk about a 2 RBI single against Dallas Baptist in the bottom of the 1st. That's a great swing of the bat, just not trying to do too much. Hits it where it's pitched, pulls it into right field, and saw it immediately. I mean, through the gap, you know, through the big side. It's a big swing for JT Thompson.
And Rick talked about him seeing the ball so well and being under control. If a ball's on the outside, hit it the opposite way. If a ball's on the hands, see it early and drive it through. That's a ball he turned on and drove it into right field for 2 RBIs. And now Brady Ladisaw a chance to keep this inning going for the Wildcats. Ladisaw, the average at 289, his 37th start of the year. DFW product out of Rockwall Heath. Hess will miss with a fastball outside. It's 1-1.
And as a true freshman, Ladisaw has set the program record for home runs in a single season as a true freshman, but he's also just been super disciplined at the plate, really knows how to swing it and not force the contact like we're talking about with Jones.
Lift a fastball foul here, and it's 1-2. ACU 1 more midweek at home. That's next week versus UTRGV. The midweek schedule over the course of the last few weeks has been really good for ACU here on the home turf. TCU, Texas Tech, now DBU all in April. UTRGV will be here next week.
And they may not be a group of 5 or a power 4, but don't slouch on UTRGV. The Vaqueros know how to play some baseball.
Always in the mix down in the Southland. There's the 2-2 to Ladisaw. Driven into left field, giving Chase Bennett. He can't get there. It's in front of him. And rounding third, coming in to score is Jones. It's another RBI single. And the Wildcats with a 3 spot here in the bottom of the 1st.
The middle of the order playing so well lately for the Wildcats. They continue it here today. Just a really nice swing of the bat from Ladislaw there. Again, just hits to the pull side, gets a barrel around, and is able to have a big hit to score another run.
And Coach Hefner is not going to wait anymore. We'll see a pitching change here for the Patriots. Tate Hess, just 1/3 of an inning. We'll tell you about the new Patriot pitcher on the other side. ACU already with a 3-spot, 1 out, bottom of the first.
Smith.
ACU already a 3-spot, bottom of the first, and Dan Hefner can wait no longer. Already going to the bullpen here tonight. He'll go to another right-hander. The sophomore Russ Smith will take over on the mound. 2 on, 1 out, 3 already in the inning.
Yeah, the transfer from Cal College there was an honorable mention all-conference pitcher there, a 9-1 record last season. This season, 45 and a third innings pitch. Might be kind of a lengthy guy here in just his 16th appearance. We talked about it being a bullpen game, but almost an emergency. Hey, go in and give us 4 or 5 innings here. Already down 3. Really needs to come in and get a ground ball. Get 2 outs would be great, but just 1 to limit the Wildcats to 3 here in the first inning was become a kind of urgent situation for a Patriots team that came into tonight probably riding some momentum, but also just feeling like the team that should have a little bit more of an advantage.
Smith will be a guy who will be in the zone. He leads the Patriots with 45 strikeouts, but he's also leads the team with 12 doubles given up, and he is tops in Conference USA with 9 home runs given up as well. So he will be in the zone. He will give the Wildcats pitches to swing at. And ACU, who only scored 3 runs on 5 hits at Horner Ballpark back on February 17th, already with 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 out, bottom of the first. And still 2 on the base pass for Grant Watkins. And first pitch to Grant is a fastball low, 92 on the gun, but it's 1-0. We talk about Watkins with the 18 home runs, which leads the conference, but it's been 2 solid weeks since Grant has hit a long ball. He and Diego tied with 18 home runs. 2 weeks ago, they were 6th in the country. They've fallen to 11th in the country with the 18 home runs. This one on the inside and gets away from Rose, and both runners will advance. Not the start that the Patriots wanted on the road.
No, not at all. And you've given this Wildcats team a lead and a lot of momentum without them having an extra base hit. I mean, a team we talked about loves to hit the long ball and the home runs, loves to be in the gaps with doubles, even down the lines. But 3 singles and a pair of walks have given them 3 runs and now 2 in scoring position.
DBU defense will play deep on the infield. They'll take an out for a run at this point. They'll sacrifice the run. Thompson over at third for a ground ball out. And typically Watkins sees the shift, but DBU plays straight up on the infield. Two balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 curveball. And Watkins down on strikes. Big second out for DBU.
And that's exactly what they wanted from Smith. Come in and get an out, get a ground ball for the double play, but you throw away the double play with a pass ball, and now you go get the strikeout of Watkins, exactly what he does there. All of a sudden puts himself in a position to be successful, give himself a little bit of leverage, opportunity to get out of the inning.
2 outs, here's Brady Gray, the sophomore catcher. Bat from the left side. Fastball driven into center field. Schlegel underneath it. He's located it. He'll make the catch, and the side is retired. But the Wildcats able to bust it open here in the bottom of the first, a 3 spot. They've got a 3-0 lead. 1 inning in here in Abilene. Beautiful look here at Bullock Brothers Ballpark, and a nice crowd that's filed in as well. ACU a 3-0 lead. We move to the top of the second. We've referenced it a few times, but these 2 teams again played back February 17th at Horner Ballpark, and DBU 12-3 win that night. DBU scored in 6 of their 8 offensive innings. 17 hits, still the most in ACU pitching staff has given up in a single game this year. Maybe the best DBU's played all season long.
Without a doubt. I mean, you see Bennett there with a pair of home runs, a single and a double. A fantastic day at the plate for him. Jenkins got him started off early, doing a good job. He gave up the run, but ultimately DBU cruised past, really developing at that point. ACU pitching staff, it really still is. And for the Wildcats, they saw some bright spots. The Payne home run, the Gray home run. You see there a pair of singles for Brady as well. One of the better games he's had swinging the bat this season.
Just 5 hits for ACU that night, and only Payne and Gray. Gray had 3, Payne had 2. That was it. So the script has already changed for the Wildcats here tonight. 3 runs on 3 hits. They're in the bottom of the first. Ryan Martin to lead it off, the right fielder. Adams, a lengthy rest there between first and second. Thought he did okay. He scrambled around 2 base runners, but came across with a 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, that's a lot of what Adams does. He's scrappy, just knows how to, find a location with a good off-speed pitch. He's really, really confident with that off-speed pitch, which you'd love to see from a smaller guy on that left side. Just knows how he can be successful, knows how to go execute and do it. A little bit of trouble, like you mentioned, in that first inning, but able to dance around it. That can be, a real momentum boost coming into the second.
It's a 2-1 to Martin. That's outside. Martin on the year, 293. He started all 45 games now for the Patriots. A junior college All-American a year ago at Georgia Highlands College. It's been a nice addition to this DBU offensive lineup. It's a 3-1. This one popped up right center field. Thompson and Jones both over. Thompson in center will call off Jones. He'll make the catch. That's what Adams has done. Adams is a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher, but he's done a nice job of location, and just like TCU 3 weeks ago, the Horned Frogs never squared anything up. And same thing thus far here, an inning and a third deep with this DBU lineup.
And Adams, a good job bouncing back so far here today. I mean, last week against Texas Tech, he got roughed up. He gave up 5 in the first, didn't come back out for the second. A home run, a couple of hard hit balls in that one. But like you said, when he's not getting barreled up, when teams aren't putting a real nice swing on the ball, he's a really solid pitcher.
Off speed to Cooper Neville, swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Neville, a 7-hit weekend at Florida International, 7 for 13, 2 doubles, and a home run. Current 12-game hitting streak for Neville. A team-leading batting average of .357. He leads numerous categories, even here in the 7th spot. 55 hits on the year, 10 doubles. Those both lead DBU, as well as 41 runs scored. Team leader in stolen bases with 17. Pitch misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. ACU has the shift on right side of the infield. It's downstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. Adams had the leadoff walk to Sarton and the 1-out single to Pettit. Able to strand both there in the first. 3-1 here is outside corner for a strike. Neville thought it was ball 4, was ready to toss the bat. We'll step back in with a full count.
A nice pitch start from Adams, just continuing to be very, very good at varying his cadences, but then also just competing, living on the edges.
Payoff pitch. That's outside for ball 4. And a 1-out walk to Neville, and here comes Dylan Schlegel.
And it's an interesting lineup card tonight for the Patriots. Neville in the 7th spot, a .357 average, 55 hits on the season. That leads the team. And then Schlegel behind him, 27 hits and a .278 average. Really just getting into the teeth of the lineup here towards the bottom.
Team leader in slug at .619 here, Dylan Schlegel. Yeah, this is a lineup all the way through, 1 through 9. It's a team that averages 8.5 runs a game. The 89 home runs, which we've talked about, they're on their best pace in school history for the long ball, more than 2 a game. surprises you a little bit that they come in at 25-19. Also considering they've won 6 of their 7 Conference USA series, sit at 14-7 in the conference. But the RPI at 75. 1-1 off speed, ripped foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Currently in 4th in Conference USA, Jacksonville State at 18-3, Liberty at 15-6, Missouri State, Louisiana Tech, DBU all 14-7, so tied for 3rd. But the regional projections will show you Jack State, Liberty, and Missouri State all in the field of 64, but not currently DBU. Another foul left side. Most people think DBU probably needs to get that RPI in the mid to low 40s to really have a chance to find a way to squeeze in. Or, of course, win the Conference USA tournament, get the automatic bid. There's the 1-2 to Slagle. Fastball popped up in the infield. Watkins right side, the first baseman, calls everybody off. He'll make the catch. And another pop-up here on the right side of the infield.
And now 3 balls hit a mile high by this Patriots lineup the first time through. That's not probably typically how Adams likes to operate, much more ground balls than balls high up in the air. But if DBU is going to scoop it up and hit it all the way up there, Wildcats will certainly make the catch.
2 outs. There's Keaton Grady, the third baseman in the 9 spot. The senior, the transfer from Incarnate Word. Grady, the average at 252. First ball swinging the opposite way into right field. Neville will stop at second, but Patriots for the 2nd inning in a row have 2 on with 2 out. Grady, first pitch swinging.
And the Wildcat shifts slightly there, but he just takes it the other way, hits opposite the shift, going right past Maddox Misi.
Neville at second, Grady now at first. Top of the lineup, Brooks Sarton. Sarton an 8-pitch at bat that he eventually walked, stranded at second, back in the first. First pitch upstairs.
And now 2nd time through the lineup, I'm really curious to see how much run Colin Adams gets. There is a little bit of throwing going on in that ACU bullpen down the right field line, but Adams needs to just continue what he's doing and let the Dallas Baptist forced to adjust versus Adams change what he's doing.
1-0's upstairs. This ACU team at 21-22. Of course, Rick McCarty has 5 consecutive 30-win seasons. That's in jeopardy for the Wildcats at 21-22. Still have games to get there. 3 more WAC series as well as a few more midweeks and then the conference tournament. So it's quickly 3-0. Rick talked a lot yesterday about just playing free. He said when you have expectations to win, sometimes it feels weighty when everything is result-based. You kind of add some internal pressure. He feels like we've been playing a little bit tight, so really wants his guys to play loose and play baseball. So 3-0 is down low, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Sarton's walked both plate appearances, and the bases are loaded here for the Patriots.
Yeah, already 3 walks here for Adams. Wouldn't be surprised if his night is nearing over here, but you're a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. That would really, be a increase to the momentum if you're able to keep Dallas Baptist scoreless with the bases loaded.
Jake Bennett, a strikeout victim his first time. And here comes Rick McCarty for a visit. Bullpen is starting to scatter for the Wildcats down that right field line. David John, the right-hander, starting to loosen. I think this is just a mound visit here for Adams. I don't think a pitching change in order. Can we talk about ACU at 21-22? And again, Rick just talked about, I feel like we've just kind of been playing tight. We're the preseason WAC favorite to win the championship. Of course, last year, the regular season conference champs. Just sometimes when you have expectations to win, it just feels weighty. We've got a bunch of guys who want to be successful. They put internal pressure on themselves, but just want them to play free, play fast. Good things happen when you just play free and play fast. Had a lot of conversations with his ball club about that.
Well, it's always an interesting balance there because, you know, if you guys have high expectations and they want to win and be really successful, that means they care, which is exactly what you want to have as a coach. You don't want guys who are laid back and lackadaisical, but there is kind of that fine line where you want to be really competitive and really want to go be successful while also recognizing, you know, you're not going to be perfect, and forcing that issue is not going to lead to more success.
Base is loaded here for DBU. Jake Bennett. Second plate appearance. First pitch, a fastball, misses outside. Bennett leads the WAC in home runs with those 15. 4 players for DBU in the top 10 in the conference in home runs. Bennett with his 15, Kraus with 13, Martin with 12, Pettit with 11. The only team in Conference USA with 4 players of 10 home runs or more. It's a hitter's count here for Bennett. The 2-0. Skips in. 3 balls and no strikes.
And now 8 consecutive out of the zone. Excuse me, 7 consecutive out of the zone here from Adams. The single from Grady put him on, but just an important pitch here. You probably have a red light if you're Bennett, so Adams needs to throw one in there. You know, wipe the pass. Just go get it 1 pitch at a time.
3-0, takes sign all the way. It is a strike. Bennett throws the bat thinking it was ball 4. He didn't agree with that one.
No, and Bennett didn't agree with the strike 3 call he got in the first inning. Struck out looking on a fastball in on the hands. Awkward tension there.
3-1. This one hit right to Payne on a line at shortstop. Payne will make the catch. And DBU will leave them loaded. Colin Adams works out of trouble. DBU stranded 5. ACU's got a 3-0 lead mid-second. (3-0) Wildcats. DBU has already stranded 5 through the first 2 innings. Jake Bennett, a line out to Zan Payne to end the top of the second. So look at Dan Hefner, again the head man for the Patriots. Coach Hefner, his 19th season at DBU. This is a DBU program since 2015, averaging 43 wins per season, 718 in the 19-year career for Coach Dan Hefner. He is one of the best in the business leading that Patriot program.
And we talked about, you know, 10 consecutive regional appearances. That comes with great coaching, and that comes with just building the program in a right way, exactly what he's done.
Of course, a protege of his program, the former assistant Rick McCarty, now in the other dugout, the head coach for ACU. And Rick was so highly complimentary of the time that he was able to spend with Coach Hefner. Coach McCarty said, you know, watching him use baseball as a ministry really clicked with Coach McCarty and the way he wanted to lead a program. Coach McCarty feels like he's on assignment here in Abilene as the head man of the ACU program. He learned that, watched that modeled by Coach Hefner and how he leads the DBU program. And high respect for these two head coaches. They're great friends and stay in touch not only during the baseball season but all season long. Maddox Meese, the second baseman in the 9 spot, will lead off here in the second. Again, the second pitcher for DBU, Russ Smith, who really came in and shut down the Wildcats, had runners at second and third with 1 out. Smith came in and limited the damage at that point, stopped the bleeding. Meese a line right to shortstop. That's Cooper Neville. Right place, makes the catch. So the top of the second ends the way the bottom of the second starts, a line out to shortstop.
And a hard hit ball there from Meese. Still kind of working his way back into the lineup after injury. He's played in a handful of games consecutively now, but one of the better barrels he's had since coming back from injury, just right at Neville there at the shortstop position.
And top of the lineup, Zant Payne walked and scored there in the first. First time to see Smith. Payne, his second year here, the transfer from Dodge City Community College. I loved Rick talking about Zant. Just how selfless he is. We mentioned the 35-game on-base streak came to an end on Saturday, but in that game, 2 sacrifice bunts laid down by Zant, doing a job for his team in that 9-8 win. First team all-WAC last year, 2025. His first year at the ACU. The 2-1 in for a strike. That's 2-2. First year here at ACU, first team all-WAC. And Rick said in the exit interview last year, he was talking to Zant, and he said, what was so successful? He goes, I did not look at stats all season long last year. I did not look at my batting average. I did not look at stats all season long last year. It was a process mentality instead of a results mentality, and because of that, the process led to first team all-WAC. He'll take a fastball on the outside. It's a one-out walk, and Zant's on for the second time.
Well, that's not something that happens because of, you know, a coincidence. I wasn't paying attention to it. I wasn't in the room when, you know, the papers got handed out, whatever. That is a very conceited effort to not look at the stats because they're everywhere. You look at, you know, he pulls up his Instagram. I'm sure they're on there somewhere. You look up at the board. You know, there's a 30-foot screen in right field. You could look up there, see your batting average, but he doesn't do that, and that just shows how committed, how disciplined he is to just doing things for the process rather than the result.
First pitch, Diego Cardenas, a fastball downstairs. Smith consistently hitting 93 on the gun, just missing the zone. And Rick talked about, hey, when you think about baseball, baseball's a game of failure. When you think about being results-oriented, you know, when you have a roster of 35 guys, you might have 3 or 4, a handful of guys at the end of the season that feel really good about their season, and those guys typically get your postseason accolades. But when it's results-driven, you're going to be dissatisfied majority of the time. When it's process-driven, you're going to see the results of your play over the course of a season. We've seen that on the individual level. We've also seen that with this team just last year. 2-7 in conference to start conference a year ago. They finished 13-2 overall in conference to win the regular season conference championship after starting 2-7. That's a process mentality. That's not a results mentality. Just continue to escalate all season long. Diego will take a strike here. It's 3-1.
Well, and even just to go back to like the batting average of it, you know, baseball is absolutely a game of failure. You hit 300 in your career, you're one of the greats. That's failing 7 out of 10 times. I mean, it just takes such a mature mindset to really, you know, live and breathe the game with a process style of play.
3-1 on the shoe tops. It's ball 4. It's back-to-back walks. And Smith, who started strong, is now walked consecutive batters. Had a hard time finding the strike zone.
And a continued really patient approach here from the Wildcats. Cardenas, a guy who loves to swing that bat, loves to hit the ball a long way. That's just his 22nd walk on the year as opposed to 59 strikeouts if you add that, you know, first one in that first inning, but able to work away on and continue to just, you know, play team first, get a hot bat up.
Nick Arias, a single and a run scored in the first. First time to see Smith. Now a curveball outside. .289 average. The first of 3 hits in that inning for the Wildcats. 2 walks, 3 hits in that 3-run bottom of the first. And a chance here, put more runs on the scoreboard. Continue to put pressure on this DBU pitching staff. 1-1's outside. Smith is a guy that we anticipate as an extended reliever. Majority of his outings have been anywhere from 2 to 4 innings. So anticipate he'll be out there a while, but needs to find the strike zone. Arias will drive this one into left field. Coming over is Bennett. He'll make the catch in the gap. Second out here at the bottom of the second.
And Arias didn't quite get enough of that one there. He was real close. It didn't sound too bad off the bat, but just a little bit in on the hands. It's a big fly ball to get if you're Smith, because now you still have the double play intact, and now you go right on left, an opportunity to, you know, get out of this inning without giving up a run.
So Ryan Jones walked his first time up, came around to score. Check swing on a curveball. Did he go? Yes, he did. It's 0-1. We can't close the line on the starter for DBU. That was Tate Hess. Just a third of an inning. 3 runs all earned on 3 hits. 2 walks and a strikeout, 28 pitches. It's the 0-1. That's tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Payne out at second. Cardenas at first. Both walked with 1 out. 1-1, popped up but foul, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can see everybody out at the ballpark tonight. Let's start them early. It's the right way to do it. And the 1-2. Jones stays off, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And a dangerous take there from Jones. That ball was right below the zone there, but a nice approach, continuing to just not force the issue, be really patient at the plate.
Good pitch there, swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes. And Smith out of the bottom of the second. 2 walks, do no damage. We've played 2 in Abilene. ACU. The 3-0 lead after 2. Top of the third, ACU a 3-0 lead. Hey, let's go down field level. ACU senior, Ashley Henderson. Hey, Ashley.
Jake Bennett, the senior catcher and outfielder, extended his home run total to 15 on Sunday. He's joined by his teammates Chayton Krause, Ryan Martin, and Jake Pettit in Conference USA's top 10 home run leaders, making DBU the only team in CUSA with 4 players that have 10 or more home runs. Now, we haven't seen a home run yet, but it's definitely something to be on the lookout for. Andy, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. A power lineup here with DBU and the 89 home runs. They'll see a new pitcher here for the Wildcats as we move to the top of the 3rd inning. As the night is done for Colin Adams, the lefty Baron Manis, the freshman, will take over on the mound.
Yeah, one of several young left-handed arms for this ACU squad that really have a lot of potential and really want to develop under a pitching-minded head coach in Rick McCarty. Manis this season, a really solid start to it so far. He's 6'1", lefty out of Argyle. A 4.29 ERA. He's really just been solid at being able to get some swing and miss. He's struggled to throw strikes at times, but he's got some really good stuff, knows where to place it. It's just a matter of how to place it.
You'll see the middle of the lineup, Luke Pettit to lead it off. Pettit a single in the first. He'll drive this one into center, charging, and we'll play it on a bounce out in center field as Thompson, a leadoff single for DBU, and Luke Pettit 2 for 2 night.
And that ball not hit particularly hard, but it's about where you hit it sometimes. Jammed him a little bit low in the zone. Was able to just slap it into shallow center field to get a lead off a board.
Well, the story thus far for DBU has just been leaving runners, stranded runners, 5 runners stranded just through the first 2 innings. See if they can generate some runs here in the 3rd. First pitch to Mac Rose. In for a strike. Rose flew out to right field his first time up. Rose started his career at Vanderbilt. He's a DFW product, but started at Vanderbilt. Made his way back here to DBU. Manis made 1 appearance over the weekend versus UTA. He did that on Sunday, 2/3 of an inning. 1 run, 1 hit. But 3 walks was the downfall of Barron's appearance there on Sunday. Barron's a guy like Colin Adams. When you think WAC tournament, if these guys can give you, 1 to 2 to 3 solid competitive innings, you'll have a chance to do some damage out in Mesa. He'll get a strikeout here, a backwards K of Rose. And first out, top of the 3rd.
A great response there from a young guy in Manis there. You give up the leadoff single, first pitch you throw, you go back and you get a looking strikeout here. A really nice pitch from that left side. just drops an off-speed pitch right down the middle pretty much. Fantastic pitch, just had Rose off guard. And, like you mentioned there, WAC tournament, this is a huge spot for, guys in these midweek games to shine. We've seen that, with a lot of mid-major programs in recent years.
First pitch swinging, Chayton Kraus. Kraus flew up right in the middle of the diamond, just behind second base. Maddox Meese made the catch in the first inning. One of the best mustaches around, Chayton Kraus. At least if you look at that mugshot up on the video board. Now he's got the goatee going tonight.
Yeah, that was the early season.
Yeah.
Early season cut. Now we got the late April cut.
Yeah, that's a good look. It's the 0-2. It's down in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's an ACU team that's given up some stolen bases this year. His opponents have stolen 95 bases on the Wildcats. It's 24 more than anybody else in the WAC. This one fouled off the ankle of Kraus. Trying to walk that off and get back in the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kraus's hitting streak at 13 games. He's been on base 20 consecutive. Still needs to get on tonight with a hit to extend both of those. Man, it's a 1-2 count. Curveball that gets away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three free passes tonight by the Wildcats already. That was Colin Adams. Now a full count here to Kraus. Payoff pitch. Fouled back. We'll do it again. Right over our heads.
That's a big number for the Wildcats. This pitching staff has a lot of talent. They really just, recruit well and get some guys with, really good velo, some really nice movement as well. But, over the weekend, they saw it against UT Arlington and give up 10 free passes Friday night. They dropped that ball game. And really still had a chance in it. You cut that number to 5, you probably win it by a few runs.
Payoff pitch, fouled back again. We'll do it a 3rd time. Yeah, 6th in the WAC and walks given up, 215. They strike it out well, 340, but too many free passes, and not only free passes that come back to bite. Have not yet tonight, as Adams did a nice job of stranding runners. Payoff pitch here, outside for ball 4, and it's the 4th walk by Wildcat pitching. 2 on with 1 out as Pettit will move to second.
And a real nice at-bat there from Kraus, able to see some pitches, foul a few off, get, survive to a point where he got one he liked or didn't like, and he gets a free pass.
There's Ryan Martin 0 for 1. He flew out to center. First pitch lifted again, center field. Thompson, few steps back, just shy of the warning track. He'll call off Jones. He'll make the catch. Tagging, moving second to third is Pettit. DBU will have runners on the corners, but another fly out to center. Big second out here, top of the 3rd. And put it on to Cooper Neville to try to drive in DBU's first run tonight.
And we talked about tonight a little bit of wind pushing right field to left field. The flags are pretty much dead out in left center. That ball just hit a long ways to the deepest part of the ballpark. Martin unable to get it out.
So Pettit at 3rd, Kraus at 1st. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Neville walked his first time, but was stranded in the 2nd. The shift has now made its way to the right side of the infield. Meese plays first few steps of the outfield grass. You a fan of the shift?
Me particularly, no. I mean, someone who played a lot of third base, typically it just gave me a lot more on my plate. But as someone who also played some second base, it just doesn't always feel right. Doesn't feel like the risk is necessarily worth the reward a lot of the time. you know, as an infielder, I mean, you're taught to have a lot of range, be really quick on your feet. It's almost like you don't trust that when you know, have big shifts, and especially with today's era, you know, you've got some bigger third basemen who can really hit the ball. You got some bigger first basemen, you know, since forever. They don't have a lot of range. Feels like you almost limit that on the left side.
I guess I'm an old school guy. Like, if you want to play the shift, I'll lay down a bunt third base side. But
That's my thought.
I mean, it does take the home run, I guess, the slug out of play. But there's a ground ball right to Watkins. Inside the line, he'll step on the bag. 3 unassisted. DBU has stranded 2 more. They've stranded 7 through the first 3 innings. Nice inning there for Baron Manis. ACU, they've got a 3-0 lead. ACU a 3-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the third. 3 runs on 3 hits all came in the bottom of the first inning. Of course, these two teams are no strangers to one another, DBU and ACU. It's been a nice little series here. The last 2 have been split as DBU, their trip to Abilene last year, a 7-1 win for the Wildcats. Get quality competition between 2 quality programs.
Yeah, and obviously with McCarty coming from Dallas Baptist, you know, there's some familiarity, but there's also some similarities with, you know, how they build their programs, how they want to play the game. We talked about, you know, 2 teams that love to hit that long ball. Even just looking at it there, you know, ACU 3-2 in Abilene shows they really care about defending the home turf. DBU 7-3 at home over in Dallas. They care about defending their home turf as well, but just great baseball between 2, you know, mid-major programs. DBU a little bit bigger in a group of 5 conference, you know, with Conference USA. ACU a little bit smaller in the WAC, but still great baseball on both sides.
First pitch, bottom of the third to JT Thompson from Russ Smith. Thompson, the big hit in the first inning, the 2-run single. Scored Payne and Arias, the first 2 runs of the ball game. Fouled this one back. He continues to stay hot, now 10 for his last 15. But Russ Smith on the mound, who had to come in 1 out, bottom of the first, has shut down the Wildcat offense ever since he came in.
And he hasn't necessarily made it easy on himself. I mean, he entered in a hairy situation. He put himself in one last inning, but was able to get out of it. That can really build some momentum as a pitcher.
Thompson will fight this one off, keep it at 0-2. Of course, ACU makes their way out to California this weekend. They'll take on Sacramento State. It's a loaded WAC schedule tonight. UT Arlington is at Baylor tonight. Sacramento State is at Nevada. Utah Tech playing host to UNLV. This one hit right back up the middle. Thompson has a 2-for-2 night.
Yeah, JT Thompson now 11 for his last 16. He just keeps continuing building a fantastic little hot streak here in the last week or so. And he's not doing anything, you know, too special or too much. He's just slapping the ball where there's green grass. And that's something that, you know, Coach McCarty's praised him for. Said, you know, at times he's a guy who can, you know, really want to do some damage, really drive a ball, you know, try to hit him out. But that doesn't really play to his style. Just living in the gaps, finding green grass, a true, you know, bat-to-ball talented player.
Leadoff single. Here's Brady Ladisaw, an RBI single in the first. A throw over and Thompson back in. Tarleton State is at Texas A&M tonight down at Bluebell Park in College Station. California Baptist on the road at UC Riverside. Long trip from Riverside to Riverside, right across town. First pitch, Ladisaw drives it into left. Bennett has it played well. He'll come in. He'll make the catch on a slide. And first out here, bottom of the third.
Bennett hesitated a little bit on that one. Thought it might end up deeper than it was, but it hung up on him, floated a little bit, and then just died. Had to make a diving catch out for it in front.
Thompson back to first. Here's Grant Watkins. Watkins, the first batter that Smith faced in the bottom of the first. Watkins, a strikeout victim. It's now all the way through the lineup for Smith. No runs, 1 hit. Did walk 2. No damage done. Paying a lot of attention over to Thompson at first. This is a Wildcat team that doesn't run very often. Only 16 stolen bases all year long. They rely on the power. Just 16 of 25 on the year. Thompson just 1 for 4.
Yeah, he leads the team in caught stealing, but he's the guy getting the most attention over at first base.
This one skips away. A Rose, a throw down to second, but Thompson with good speed, able to get there. And he'll get the 90 feet one way or the other. He's in scoring position.
Yeah, that's a big 90 feet there. Really nice dirt ball read. Nice recovery from Rose behind the plate. It was a close-ish play at second base, but that's just the experience of a guy who, was at the Big 12 level a couple years at Ranger Community College as well. Seeing the ball down, taking advantage.
The 1-0 to Watkins is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Roman, look at the wind. It has totally changed directions. Earlier we were right field pole to left field pole. It is almost 180 changed directions. It's blowing in now from left. Almost a pitcher's ballpark here. That's totally different than what it was an hour ago.
Well, and if it favors anybody, it's going to be the left-handed pole hitters. Big guys like Grant Watkins and Diego Cardenas in this ACU lineup. Lefties love to hit that ball over, the short porch and right. Got an opportunity for it here.
This is a 2-1. That's low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, bad weather is anticipated starting tomorrow here across Texas. May have shown up a little bit early with that wind direction change. Hitters count for Watkins. Pitch, though, outside. It's ball 4. So now 2 on with 1 out. No activity in the DBU bullpen. This will be Smith for a while as we anticipated, but working with Ducks on the base pass again.
And it looks like maybe a changeup, more likely a two-seam fastball there out of the hand of Russ Smith at 94 miles an hour. It started out and just continued far out. Not really a competitive pitch in a 3-ball count. Wildcats now 2 guys on for the 3rd consecutive inning to start this one.
Brady Gray, a fly out to center his first time up. He'll drive this to second, a diving catch. What a catch, Sarton at second base. We saw one hit off the heel of the glove on a dive in the first inning, but he's able to squeeze that one with the leather and a big second out.
104 off the bat. It looked like it was destined for green grass in right field, and a heck of a play from Sarton. Take another look at it. Just a great reaction and then a diving catch. Fantastic play there to, for sure save a runner going to third base, potentially even the Wildcats' 4th run of the ball game.
Well, had that played perfectly, and glove side, dive into his left, able to make the catch. So DBU defense, 979 fielding percentage. That's 22nd in the country. Sarton flashes the leather there. Maddox Meese, big cut. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. You mentioned Maddox. He's been back in the lineup now the last 2 weekends. He missed 6 weeks due to injury, but he is a clubhouse guy. He is just a different vibe when Maddox Meese's in the lineup. The 1-1. This day and age of transfer portal, a guy that's now in his 4th year in a purple jersey top. Ahead in the count here, 2-1. Three 0 Wildcats. All 3 runs came in the bottom of the first. Thompson out at second. Watkins at first. A 3-1 count to Maddox Meese. And the 3-1. Downstairs for ball 4. And the bases now loaded for the Wildcats as Thompson to third and Watkins now at second.
Hess walked 2 in his just a 3rd inning of a work. Smith here now his 3rd walk, his 2nd of the inning. Wildcats a really patient approach here. The DBU just struggling to throw strikes. Wildcats making them pay.
And Coach Hefner will go ahead and make the pitching change. The night is over for Russ Smith. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. We'll tell you about the new Patriot pitcher on the other side. Wildcats a 3-0 lead in Abilene. Third pitcher of the night for DBU, bottom of the 3rd with the bases loaded. And the left-hander, the grad student, Dylan Haynes will make an appearance. It's a tough spot for Dylan with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Yeah, he's got 2 outs. Really just needs a ground ball, needs a flat, needs a pop-up. Doesn't matter, but they're going to rely on some experience here. The 5'9" lefty out of St. Augustine. 5 1/3 innings this season, 7 hits. Got some funky stuff from that left side. A little bit of velo with him as well, but going to be more of a placement guy, similar to what we saw with Colin Adams for the Wildcats to start this ball game. Smaller from that left side. Going to rely on a lot of off-speed stuff. Going to spin some balls in there. And obviously about the placement.
11 strikeouts, 8 walks, an opponent batting average of .318 for the senior here. And here it's the bases loaded with 2 outs. Thompson at third, Watkins at second, Macy over at first. Walk has been the downside for DBU pitching staff. Already 6 free passes by the Patriot pitching staff tonight. Here in the bottom of the third. Top of the lineup here is Zant Payne, who's walked each of his 2 plate appearances. Nowhere to put him on the base pass here. The first offering here, that sidearm velocity, sidearm delivery, finds a strike. Haynes did pitch once over the weekend versus Florida International, an inning of work, 1 run, 2 hits. Longest outing of the year is 2 innings. That versus Liberty 2 weekends ago. It's the 0-1. Foul tipped into the glove, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. DBU is already stranded 7. ACU in jeopardy of doing the same if they leave the bases loaded. It's a kick in the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Dropped third strike, but the bases are loaded. It won't matter. Zant Payne, a strikeout victim. Job done by Dylan Haynes as ACU leaves him loaded. 3 innings complete. ACU a 3-0 lead.
All right, Wildcat fans, it's now time for our Fuzzy Famous Ring.
3-0 ACU. We move to the top of the 4th inning. 3 runs, 4 hits for ACU. No runs, 3 hits for DBU. We take a look at those Conference USA standings. You can see Dallas Baptist right there at 14-7. 75th in RPI, but a chance with their upcoming schedule. Louisiana Tech this weekend, Jacksonville State down the road, still the series at Western Kentucky. So playing some of the teams in the top half, but really need that RPI to move up. Do the Patriots. 10 consecutive regionals for DBU. That's in jeopardy here this year. 3-0 top of the 4th. We hand it off to Roman Raffelli to take it through the middle innings. Roman?
Baron Manis back out. He's now on a 1-1 count. First pitch was a ball. Talk about the Conference USA standings. It's Missouri State on a 5-game skid here. They started 14-2 and now find themselves at 14-7, tied with these Patriots. A real opportunity to pick up some ground if that skid continues for the Patriots here. Now a 1-2 count. Nice pitch on the hands from Manis.
What's really hurt DBU this year is they're 2-8 versus quad 1s. That's really hurt the RPI.
1-2's in the dirt to Dylan Schlegel. He'll be followed by Keaton Grady and the top of the lineup in Brooks Sartan here in the 4th. Two-two's cut on and missed. Way ahead was Schlegel, and Manis gets the first out of the inning via the strikeout.
Thought Adams and Manis both tonight have really worked well around confusion on the base pass, we like to call it. 7 stranded for DBU through the first 3 innings. Haven't seen a clean inning, but that is now three in a row retired by Manis.
First pitch is driven to left field. JT Thompson with a beat. Makes a catch quickly. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. Keaton Grady, first pitch swinging.
Is that our first pitch swinging all night? First 1 pitch out?
I believe the first inning single from Petite was
a single.
Yeah.
First pitch
out. Out. Yeah, no, I believe
out.
so. I believe so.
I think that's our first pitch swinging for an out tonight. Already 7:30, top of the 4th.
A lot of deep counts. I mean, that shows you 2 teams that are really competitive, really, an early deficit for the Patriots has forced them to be, ultra aggressive, but also smart aggression. You don't want to go out and, give every swing 110% of you, try to hit the ball 300 feet. You got to live in the gaps, be really smart, and that forces the game to slow down a little bit. 0-1 from Manis. Just misses outside. Went back to that off speed. It's a really nice off speed from that left side from what is a true freshman. We've seen Coach McCarty develop Brett Landman in most recent years with just great stuff from that left side. WAC freshman of the year, WAC pitcher of the year as a freshman. 1-1 from Manis is fouled back, and now he gets a couple of guys, Carson Wallace and Manis specifically, who are from that left side, similar build, similar stuff, looking to follow in the footsteps. 89 on that fastball from Manis. He's ahead 1-2. Pitch swinging, strike 3. Dropped by Gray. He'll run it out. Toss down to Watkins for the 2-3 to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Patriots. They trail by 3 as we head to the home half of the 4th from Abilene. Back at Bullock Brothers Ballpark, sun slowly setting here in the Big Country. A 3-0 lead for the home Wildcats. Got their first conference series win of the weekend this last weekend, as Ashley mentioned at the top of the ball game here, but still some work to be done. A really nice WAC slate this season.
Yeah, halfway through. It's a competitive thing. You can see Tarleton State in first, but ACU only 1 game behind in the loss column. And Tarleton State's already played 4 series. ACU's only played 3. So 9 games remaining. Sacramento State starting this weekend. Utah Valley's here in 2 weeks, and then wrap it up at Utah Tech. We've seen what this Wildcat program likes to do in May. We saw it last year, a 13-2 stretch in May. They'll have a chance to do the same thing this year.
Yeah, it's a Sacramento State team on the road this weekend. That's some tough travel, but it's a Sacramento State team that beat the #1 team in the country in the UCLA Bruins on Sunday. Obviously lost the series 2-3, but able to get one there against just a fantastic squad down in L.A. They'll walk into it hot. Gardenius Arias Jones here in the 4th, 2-3-4. Gardenius was still without a hit in this ball game. He takes an off speed for a strike, 0-2.
When you talk about that win, Sacramento State beating UCLA, Rick McCarty was asked, why do you love baseball? He said, I think it's because you have a opportunity. It really levels out. You could see teams beat other teams on any given night, like you've seen Sacramento State beat a UCLA, where maybe in college football, college basketball, you're not going to see that as much. College baseball, things can level out in a hurry with starting pitching or, that night's pitching, or if you get hot with the bats. You can see anything in college baseball. That's why he loves the game of baseball. Just talked about just the toughness component, but the ability to compete against the best in the sport on a more consistent basis on a baseball diamond than maybe any other sport there is.
Well, it's also a sport that you can't, milk out the clock. You can't dribble it out. You can't take knees. You just got to throw the ball over the plate. 2-2's outside. Cardenas battling back now, 3-2.
Larry Hayes, one of my favorite all-time coaches, longtime coach at Texas Tech. He wore number 27 on his back, and they asked him, why do you wear 27? He goes, it's a reminder. You got to get 27 outs every night. You can't run out of clock. You got to get 27.
Haynes 3-2. Outside to Cardenas, ball for a strikeout in the first, and now back-to-back walks. A runner on for Nick Arias.
Well, that's good discipline at the plate. That's a fastball out of the hand that looks like a strike, but Diego able to stay off of it. Say a fastball, I'll check that. That's off speed, but it looks good out of the hand, but stays outside. Diego disciplined enough to stay off of it.
Well, it's a pretty early recognition. You see it there. That's a great angle. He, was loaded up on it, but then before we even see the ball come into the frame, granted, it's pretty quick moving in at, 80 miles an hour. But before we even see it, he's laying off, getting ready to walk to first. First pitch is in for a strike to Nick Arias. A 287 average on his season. 1 for 2 on the day. Scored after a single in the first. First full inning for Haynes. Came in to get the final out of the third. The 0-1 to Arias is low and in, 1-1.
Roman closed the line on Russ Smith, the first reliever tonight for DBU. 2 1/3 innings of work. No runs on 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 4 walks, 47 pitches for Smith. Really, the walks what did him in, 4 of those tonight.
1-1 to Arias, just off the inside corner, 2-1. And it's been a tough walking night for the entire DBU pitching staff. You talk about 2 from the starter and Hess, 3 from Smith, and already 1 in just 2 batters for Haynes. 2-1s chopped hard and fouled on that right field line.
Yeah, that'll drive a pitching coach absolutely nuts. It's one thing to locate well and change speeds, but at the end of the day, you got to throw strikes.
Well, especially as a DBU team coming to Abilene, where you lost last year, you played some really competitive games between the two, but you shouldn't be giving free passes to a Wildcat team that hits the ball as well as they do. The 2-2 is inside, now back-to-back full counts in the inning for Haynes.
And Nick will be looking to drive something here. A lot of room down the left field line. It's Bennett playing well off that left field line.
The payoff is not particularly close. Back-to-back walks to begin the inning here for Haynes. Cardenas and Arias aboard for the cleanup in Jones.
Yeah, that's not a competitive pitch. I mean, just nowhere close to the zone on 3-2. Just non-competitive, making it too easy for this Wildcat lineup.
Now Jones to the plate. A 0 for 1 day with a walk and a strikeout, scored in the first inning. He's got 3 home runs on the year. He's driven in 17. That third home run and that 17th RBI came Friday night against UT Arlington. He's going to attempt a bunt here, pops it foul back over the net. Jones, that home run Friday night was 369 feet. It was about 6 inches over the wall just in front of the pitch clock in right center field. Just barely got out, but a timely hit for the Wildcats got him on the board early. Game they'd end up dropping to the Mavericks. There's a little bit of motion in the DBU bullpen. Haynes just not able to throw strikes. 0-1. Jones shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's called a strike. Now 0-2. The bunt will be off.
Yeah, probably eliminate the sacrifice attempt here.
Still going to keep the third baseman Grady in on the cut with a slight shift to the right. Pretty typical double play depth by the Patriots. 0-2 to Jones is cut on and missed. Went to the off speed. He got him to wave at it. Now 1 gone for maybe the hottest bat in the big country, and JT Thompson.
Well, that's unfortunate. You get 2 on with nobody out. Try to move them over with the sacrifice bunt. Can't get the job done. And then kudos to Haynes for coming back and getting the first out, helping himself with the strikeout.
Now 4 batters faced for Haynes. A strikeout to end the third, a pair of walks to open the fourth, and then a strikeout of Jones. First pitch to Thompson's high and out for ball 1. Thompson, a 2 for 2 day so far. He's now 11 of 16 over the last week.
It's hard to pitch around a guy like this.
I'm going to check back to second. He had to throw that ball because of the inside move, so credit him, credit the shortstop Neville for getting over, being aware. So in that situation, you want to balk runs to second and third. The 1-0, high to Thompson, 2-0.
Coach McCarty did have a little chuckle talking about JT, who has some power in the bat. And Rick chuckled a little bit, said maybe sometimes he tries to have too much power. I'll take a drive a ball. Let's drive a ball to the gap or get something into the outfield. You don't have to hit it over the wall every time.
2 on, 1 out. Thompson slaps this one to the left side. A chance to go 2. They get 1 at second, onto first. A double play ends the inning. Left in suspense by Trent Petrie at first. 5-4-3 goes the DBU defense. We'll head to the 5th inning from Abilene here on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, top of the 5th, the Wildcats lead it 3-0 over the Dallas Baptist Patriots. The bottom of the 4th ended with the 30th double play turn by this Patriots defense this season. We'll take another look at it here. Coach McCarty wasn't too sure, had some words with the umpires afterwards. We see Thompson legging it out to first. He was beat there. I think more of the question came at second base.
Yeah, I'm curious if they were looking for some flip of the bag. May have, yeah, Sarton might have not been on the bag when he made that catch, but The double play was awarded. 5-4-3. Get another look here. Sarton comes across the bag. Was he still on the bag?
It doesn't look like it there.
Well, a bang play, but no review available, so that 30th double play. And a pitcher's best friend, Dylan Haynes, gets the double play, gets it to the top of the 5th.
Yeah, it's David John in to pitch for the Wildcats here. The senior out of Coppell, transfer from Purdue initially. Now in his 3rd home with the Wildcats. A spot guy for Rick McCarty, needs to come in and just continue to throw up zeros.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the record still unblemished at 2-0, his 16th appearance of the year. Opponent batting average of 274 with the 14 strikeouts and the 9 walks. And David is a unique pitcher to watch just because of the arm slot. Sometimes he's over the top, sometimes he's down in the submarine area. He'll give you a little bit of variety of where the launch point is from on his pitches. So that's always enjoyable to watch. He'll take over with a 3-0 lead here, top of the 5th.
We'll have 2, 3, 4 in the Patriot lineup. It's Bennett, Petit, and Rose. Bennett on the evening, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a lineout. Infield's going to shift to the left on him. Gets a first pitch on the leg and a feisty bat toss over to his dugout. He'll be aboard to lead it off.
Of course, Bennett's had one. He's had a little frustration around the plate. He thought he had a ball 4 his first time up. He tossed the bat thinking it was ball 4, had to go pick it up and then hit a liner back to end the 2nd. But gets the hit by pitch here, and the leadoff man on again here for the Patriots.
An uncharacteristic mistake there from John. He went to that sidearm spot and just left it on that arm side. It nearly went behind Bennett through, but hit that back calf. Brings Petit to the plate. A .333 average on the season. 37 hits, driven in 35. 11 of them have gone over the wall. Again, an ACU shift. Goes opposite way here, right where Maddox Misi would have been. It's into right field. Jones grabs it, and Bennett's going to dig for 3rd. He'll be cruising in there. 1st and 3rd, no outs. Just a pair of pitches thrown by David John.
3rd single of the night for Luke. And yeah, against that shift that we talked about. Just hit it the opposite way. Hit it where it's pitched. Drives it the opposite way. And Bennett thinking corner to corner the entire way, and he's able to get there standing up. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
Well, he did the same thing off of Baron Manis in the 3rd inning. Just took it exactly where the second baseman would have been. Now the ACU defense is going to shift the other way. Misi will play a cut into right field. Zant Payne right behind second base. The lone man Arias on the left side. John's first pitch to Rose is cut on and missed. Waved over a slider out of the sidearm spot from John.
Roland, we can close the line on Baron Manis. Second pitcher for ACU tonight. 2 innings of work, no runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, 29 total pitches. It's a good outing for Baron.
So misses inside from John. 1-1 the count. Well, the big thing for Manis is he didn't give up any free passes. Excuse me, he gave up 1 walk, but didn't get into too much trouble with that. Really just threw strike, got some contact, was able to get the bats back out, though the Wildcats have not scored since the 1st. One is fouled back. 1-2 now to Bennett. Excuse me, to Rose.
I tell you, this wind direction change is still just so crazy tonight, especially for a Wildcat team now up 3-0. To turn this into a pitcher's ballpark with a 3-0 lead against a dangerous DBU power hitting lineup. Not to say they can't hit it out, but that wind is definitely blowing in from left now at 20 miles an hour.
1-2 from John is fouled back again down that third base line.
Saw a similar thing. I was up in Stillwater a few weeks ago, Oklahoma State and Kansas series. Was watching that. They had a Friday game where the wind was blowing out on Friday, and Oklahoma State hit 3 home runs, had a 6-0 lead. The game gets postponed to Saturday in the 4th inning, and the wind's blowing straight in, and Kansas had no chance to make up a 6-0 deficit via the home run ball.
1-2 from John, misses outside. Jayhawks, a great season so far, atop the Big 12.
Well, they are rolling. Just swept Kansas State this past weekend.
A while back, they had that series against Duke where they had a Friday night game. They hit, I think, 4 home runs in the last 2 innings. They pushed it into extras and then had a couple of more. It was a heroic effort across the lineup. The 2-2 from John is at the feet, now a full count. John, a really reliable spot guy for the Wildcats so far this season, just doesn't have it right now.
Boy, this really could be it. Bullpen's already moving, and on a night like tonight, a 3-0 lead, top of the 5th, just can't allow too much room for error.
The payoff is inside. Now, bases loaded on a hit by pitch, a single, and a walk. We'll see if we get McCarty out of the dugout. Taking a look at it there. Traveled a long way from that down right angle all the way through that left side on the inside. Doesn't look like we'll have a mound visit from McCarty before the first pitch to Kraus, who's 0 for 2. 0 for 1 with a walk, excuse me. David John will take time. Kraus, a 13-game hitting streak on the line. Would be a timely extension of that right here. First pitch is outside.
Well, this is a huge at bat. You can feel the kind of the tension right now. Cut it with a knife.
0-1's inside, past Gray, and the first run for the Patriots is going to come across in Jake Bennett. Wild pitch moves everybody 90 feet. And it's just not what you want to see from David John right there.
That's just not. It's not competitive. You're throwing behind the hitter. I actually thought that hit Kraus, but all the way behind him. I mean, that's just not a competitive pitch at all.
A second and third, no outs. 3-1 ball game. Patriots not going to come back here as John misses yet again. Now a 3-0 count.
Here's a look at that last pitch again. Yeah, all the way behind Kraus. I think Gray thought it was going to hit Kraus. Wasn't even able to extend the glove.
Now the 3-0 to him is inside, ball 4. Second consecutive walk, third free pass in 4 batters issued by John. Bring Ryan Martin to the plate. He's hit a couple of balls pretty hard and pretty far, but hasn't been rewarded. A pair of flyouts to center. And field creeping in on John. McCarty's going to come out of that first base dugout.
But I don't know how long, if Rick can stay any longer here with David John. Just cannot find the zone. It's not even competitive tonight. Unfortunate, because we've seen some good outings from David, but it has just not been here. He's faced 4 batters. He's given up 3 free passes and a single, and yeah, Rick's going to go ahead and make the change.
No outs recorded by David John in the 5th. We'll have a new arm in Abilene. Patriots coming back. It's 3-1 Wildcats. We're back at Bullock Brothers Ballpark. Roman Raffelli, Andy Penny alongside here. A pitching change after 3 free passes and a single in the top of the 5th for the Patriots. They drive David John out of the ball game, and he gives way to Logan Young, who, Andy, you mentioned it in the break, started the last time these two teams played against Dallas Baptist.
Yeah, the sophomore out of Carrollton. Yeah, he only went 1 inning of work in that bullpen type of midweek game, but did get the start versus DBU, and he'll come in here with the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the 5th. 12th appearance of the year, 15 innings of work for the DFW product. And he'll inherit a tough spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out. It's a tough outing for David John and DBU, who has had runners on the base pass, had 7 stranded in the first 3 innings, are now starting to cash in on runners on the base pass. It's a tough spot here for Young, but trying to eliminate some damage or minimize the damage here by this DBU offense.
He'll have Ryan Martin, Cooper Neville, and Dylan Schlegel. We mentioned, you know, the Patriots lineup is just so good. They're so consistent across the board that they really have the teeth of it here in this middle section, this middle to late section. Martin has hit a couple of balls pretty hard. He's got 48 home runs on the year. 48 hits on the year, 12 of them home runs. And Cooper Neville behind him at 357 average. It's second on the team.
Yeah, this is not the part of the lineup. You think, oh, yeah, 6, 7, 8 of the lineup. Not necessarily with this DBU lineup.
Infield will shift to the left. Second baseman Maddox Misi behind second base, slightly to the shortstop side. First pitch is driven into deep center field. Thompson going back into his left. He makes the catch just in front of the warning track. A sac fly puts the second run on the board from Ryan Martin. As Luke Petit comes in to score, now a 2-3 ball game here in Abilene.
Yeah, do a job, Ryan Martin. He's driven it to center field all 3 at bats. This time with a chance to get the sacrifice fly in the RBI. Saw the pitch he liked, drove it into center field, does a job. Cuts that deficit in half, now 3-2.
First and third for Dallas Baptist with 1 out. Chance for double play, and the Wildcats to get out of it, but I'll have to do it against one of the toughest bats in the lineup, Cooper Neville. 55 hits on the year, 10 of them doubles. He's driven in 34. At his 24th walk of the season in the second inning. Fouls the first pitch. He sees back 0-1.
Neville thinking 12-game hitting streak still on the line. Jake Bennett with that hit by pitch has now extended his reach base streak to 39, extending all the way back to last year. You know, we talk about the WAC tournament, and guys just have to come in and be able to do their job, because over the course of the WAC tournament, especially if you have to play 4, 5, 6 games, you're going to have extended relief. And, you know, these midweek games, especially for the WAC, it's a one-bid league, let's be honest here. So these midweek games are those opportunities to see who can go extended relief. So when we get to Mesa and we need a shutdown inning in the 6th or the 7th, a 1-run ball game, who is that guy going to be? Those are the type of questions you get answered on nights like tonight.
1-2 is low to Neville. Now 2-2 after being ahead 0-2. Young, a tough battle with Neville, a patient approach, a guy who's been around the game, can certainly swing it. Young set just above the belt. And the 2-2 is inside, nearly hit him. We'll do another full count here. Young's 3-2. Misses low, ball 4. Now 3 walks in the inning. 4 free passes, just 1 hit. Got bases loaded, 1 out.
Good discipline there by Neville to hold off a ball 4. And now with the bases loaded. Just dropped out of the zone, bottom portion of the zone.
Bases loaded. ACU defense still shifted to the pull side here on the righty and Schlegel. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out. I'll watch a ball for the first pitch of his at bat.
This just feels like blood in the water for this DBU offense.
And Schlegel 27 hits on the year. A big swing and miss there. That's a huge strike for Young.
I mean, you're talking a team, only 2 runs on the board, but here we are already 3 times through the lineup in the top of the 5th. They've had plenty of runners on the base pass, and now already 2 runs in the inning.
This one driven to the gap in left field. Ladisar ranging over. It'll get down in front of him. He's going to grab it a couple of hops before the wall, getting it in. Second run in to score. Third to the plate. Not in time. Bases loaded. Bases clearing. Double from Dylan Schlegel. The Patriots, their first lead of the ball game. It's a 5 spot in the 5th. Still just 1 gone.
Well, there's the blood in the water and a big-time swing from Schlegel. He just drives that into the left center field gap. Good speed all the way around the base pass. Neville got the go sign the entire way coming around third. He scores ahead of the throw. And all of those walks come back to bite the Wildcat pitching staff.
And it's a first pitch strike to the 9-hole in Keaton Grady.
All 4 of the free passes in the inning have come around to score.
Yeah, now the 8th batter of the inning due up. Back pick to second. In time is Schlegel. Tagged on the head by Payne. That one Schlegel's 7th double of the year. RBIs 28 through 31. Young takes a look, and he goes with the other move. It hits Schlegel and nearly goes flying into center field, but fortunate enough it lost most of the velocity.
Yeah. Schlegel not a guy who's going to steal many bases, especially I would think second to third with 1 out. Probably give Grady a chance to either move him over with a ground ball right side or just drive something to the outfield, scoring from second.
This one slapped on the right field line. It'll get down in front of Jones. Schlegel around third. And a 1-out RBI single from the 9-hole in Grady extends this Patriots lead 6-3.
Well, right on cue. Let Keaton Grady do a job. Just drive it into right field, and Schlegel score easily from second base. Just pulled this one into right. It's a 2-hit night now for Grady. First RBI of the night. The crooked number continues to get bigger.
6 runs in the 5th, still just 1 out in the top of the order due up in Brooks Sartan. 0 for 1 on the day with a pair of walks and a strikeout. Brady Gray is going to take a mound visit. The inning started with David Jodd on the mound. He hit the first batter he saw, gave up a single to Luke Petit. And then a pair of walks drove him from the ballgame with the bases loaded and 1 across. Sac fly from Ryan Martin drove in the second run, and then 2 came in to score on a, 3 came in to score on a Dylan Schlegel double in the gap, and Rick McCarty is going to go back to the bullpen. 4 batters for David John, 4 batters for Logan Young. Still just 1 out in the 5th. Bullock Brothers Ballpark here on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, a new arm, the 3rd of the inning for the Wildcats on the bump. It's Blaine Palmer, the righty out of Buffalo Gap.
Yeah, the local product, the right-hander Blaine Palmer, who will come in his 7th appearance of the year. It's 5 2/3 innings of work this year for Blaine. He's a guy who's been around the program for a long time. He's a guy, as we talk about getting to that WAC tournament in Mesa, a veteran on this staff who hasn't pitched much this year, but a guy I think you could rely on, Rick McCarty and staff could rely on to give you an extended appearance if needed. He'll get a chance maybe to do that, try to stop some bleeding. 6 runs in the inning here for DBU, and it's an inning that this pitching staff just hasn't thrown strikes. Hopefully Blaine Palmer can come in and try to shut the door on this Patriot lineup.
Yeah, I need to start to at least look towards shutting that door in the inning. The 9th batter due up. It's the top of the order in Brooks Sartan. Otherwise, it'll be Jake Bennett for the 2nd time in the inning. He was hit by a pitch to start it off. Palmer, the local product out of Jim Ned High School in Tuscola, just south of Abilene.
Most famous Jim Ned alum?
I'm an outsider. I'm new to the big country. I couldn't tell you.
Colt McCoy is a
that's
Jim
right.
Ned alum.
That's a big name here in Abilene. I should know better.
Try to educate you young folks. Boy, we thought it, or I thought it. This DBU lineup is just too dangerous to give extra opportunities to. I mean, even though they were scoreless through 4, they had stranded 7. And now 4 free passes by ACU pitching in the inning and throw in back-to-back hits. And just like that, it's a 6 spot here in the top of the 5th.
Wildcats shift to the first base side of the diamond. First pitch to Sartan is of the off-speed variety from Palmer. It lands for a strike. Zant Payne, shortstop, plays just behind second base. Nick Arias, the lone Wildcat, on the left side. Runner goes. It's a hit and run, slapped into fairly deep center field. Thompson charging. He's going to make a catch, and the runner will go back to first base. Now 2 gone in the inning with the fly out to center, but the 10th batter due up in the inning, and Jake Bennett.
Again, we talked about Blaine Palmer, been around this program a while, his 4th season. He appeared in 17 games last season. 19 appearances as a sophomore. So that number's down. Number of appearances is down this year. But again, he's a Rick McCarty guy. He's been here now 4 years and knows the expectation, understands his role when he comes in. I think he's a guy that he might get the call sooner than later in situational opportunities when postseason play runs around.
First pitch is fouled back by Jake Bennett, now in his 4th at bat of the ball game, the 2nd of the inning. Macy's going to unshift a little bit here. They're going to check back to first. A rocket fired over by Palmer, but not in time.
DBU has 62 stolen bases on the year. So they run a little bit more often than ACU does. But the 6th most in Conference USA, the 62 stolen bases.
Well, check back again. Gray on the year Grady over on first base, 8 for 8 on the season. And you mentioned, they run quite a bit. They also hit a lot of home runs. It's a dangerous DBU lineup, able to do both of those. Runner goes on the 0-1. Gray's throw down. Hits Grady as he slid on in. Ball got lost there. Kind of looked like he rolled over it.
Yeah, ACU really fortunate that ball hits Grady. If that ball doesn't hit Grady, I think it skips into the outfield, and Grady's standing on third. I think it hits him coming through.
Yeah, it
sure does, right on the backside.
Right on the backside. Yeah, fortunate the ball's under right center field if it doesn't. Now 1-1. The 7th run of the inning stands on second base. Macy dancing off. Delivered home right back into the netting coming out our window, but
if that netting's not there, we have a souvenir tonight.
Yeah. Bennett 0 for 2 with that hit by pitch. The first run of the ball game for Dallas Baptist that came in this inning. The power righty. Gets the 1-2 and drives it the other way. Jones ranging to his left. He'll get down in front of him and one-hop the wall. Run number 7 in the inning comes in to score from Dallas Baptist. Third to second, past Payne. Arias backs it up at third. A double in the inning keeps it rolling as Grady comes around to score.
Bennett just drives it the opposite way, thinking second the entire time, and is able to get there as Grady scores standing up. And Bennett, who had already extended his reach base streak to 39, the hit by pitch earlier in the inning. Now an RBI double.
Now it's Luke Petit to bat.
10th double of the year for Bennett, his 40th RBI.
First pitch is a hook from Palmer. It lands for a strike. Petit had his 3rd single of the ball game earlier this inning. He came around to score. He's due back up. 0-1 is chopped softly to the left side. This could be trouble. Arias charges and won't make a throw in the middle of the infield. Now an infield single. A 4-for-4 night for Luke Petit.
And Luke again, who we said has just been on fire since the middle of March. Continuing that again, 4-for-4. No power tonight, but all singles. This time the infield single. But we're in the top of the 5th. He's already got 4 hits.
And that ball, I mean, hit about a foot in front of home plate. Just way in front, but able to put a little bit of bat on the ball and was rewarded with a single. Runners on the corners for Mac Rose. He walked earlier in the inning, also came around to score. He slaps this one into fairly deep center field. Thompson with a beat. Comes in and makes the catch. A messy 5th inning for the Wildcats. They give up 7 on a handful of free passes. We'll head to the home half of the 5th here on ESPN+. Back on the beautiful campus of Abilene Christian University, the Wildcats now trailing the Patriots after a 7-run top of the 5th. They sent 12 to the plate, 5 hits, handful of free passes as well. It gives now Avery Duncan some room to work out of the bullpen.
Yeah, the 6'2 sophomore out of Wisconsin. Make his 17th appearance of the year, 18 1/3 innings of work. So you can see he's a situational reliever type of guy. 20 strikeouts, 21 walks. That's been the downside to his season thus far. Opponent batting average of only .203, but the 21 free passes is what really sticks out. But he'll come in now with a 4-run lead after that 7-run top of the 5th for the Patriots. Avery Duncan will be asked to come in and do a job, shut down this ACU lineup.
He'll have Lattisaw, Watkins, and Gray, 6, 7, 8 in the Wildcat lineup. Just 1 hit from those 3 the first times through the lineup. It came from Brady Lattisaw in the 1st. You see Lattisaw there, 5 home runs on the season, 4 doubles and a triple. 38 total hits, including that single in the 1st. Infield plays a fairly standard depth. First pitch to Lattisaw is inside at 87. Duncan opens the outing with an off-speed.
You know, Roman, this is a chance for this lineup to now chip away at a 4-run deficit. Just try to battle back, get some runners on the base pass, see if you can move them over if you need, or drive them around. And you still have 15 outs to work with. A lot of baseball left.
95, the fastball in for a strike from Duncan. This one chopped foul.
Yeah, good velo on that fastball.
Inside to Lattisaw, nearly hit him, but it falls for a ball. Now 2-2 the count.
Of course, Brady, the true freshman on this lineup. Rick McCarty was asked, what's the biggest challenge for freshmen? He said, well, the break of the curveball is more than they've seen before. The velo of the fastball is probably more than they've seen before. But Brady's adjusted well.
There's a big swing and miss and goes down on an off-speed there.
Well, you can see the break after you see 93 on the fastball come backs with big-time bender out of the zone. And having to protect fastball, just seeing that curveball too late. That's a great pitch. Great start here for Duncan. His first batter he sees is a strikeout.
No run since the first inning for the Wildcats. Grant Watkins will dig in with 1 out. He chops the first pitch he sees just foul down the first base line. We can close the book on Dylan Haynes. Went an inning and a third, giving up no runs or hits, striking out a pair and walking a pair. Oh, 1 from Duncan finds a corner. 0-2. Opportunity for a shutdown inning here from Duncan. It'd be a big one. They can, almost feel like it builds more separation from the Wildcats.
This DBU staff has not had a clean 1-2-3 inning as of yet.
This one's in the dirt to Watkins.
Wildcats have stranded 8 runners through 4 innings. So ACU's had their chances, left them loaded in the third. But unable to push across more than those 3 runs.
1-2's driven to deep right field, and it's over the head of Martin at a 1-hop over the wall. Grant Watkins, a ground rule double, gets started in the 5th.
Well, hit that one well. We've seen Grant struggle the last 2 weeks. Hasn't hit it near as well as he has, but able to get that one. Drives it all the way to the wall with a lot of topspin on it. Martin was playing in, and it gets up over his head, and the topspin gets it up over the wall for the ground rule double.
108 off the bat of Watkins there. He can barrel a baseball.
It's his 10th double of the year.
And brings Brady Gray to the plate. First pitch he sees is 94 on that outside corner. You always hear it said, especially with some power relievers on the back end of a bullpen, what comes in has to go out. You throw in a lot of velo over the plate. Guys like Watkins, like Gray even, if they can get on time and get a barrel to it, it's going to go a long ways. 1-0 to Gray's inside. 95 on that fastball, now 2-0.
When you look at Duncan's stats, he's certainly a situational type pitcher. Only 3 outings of 2 or more innings.
The 2-0's not close, now 3-0.
It's been 2 weeks since he's pitched. April 17th, their series with Liberty, an inning of clean baseball, 2 strikeouts.
Now the 3-0 is in for a strike. Took a little bit off that fastball. Still 93, but clearly just trying to get that one over the plate.
Of course, Gray's first home run of the year came at Horner Ballpark back in February. Ball he drove the left center field wall.
3-1 is high and out for ball 4. An inning that started with a strikeout and then an 0-2 count has turned into a double and a walk for 2 on with just 1 out. And we'll see a visit here from Dan Hefner. He dismisses the infield here, just wants a battery meeting.
Yeah, I think this is just a those strikes type of conversation here. A shoot off the infield. I think even Duncan wanted to take off the pitch comm. Like, here came the call to the bullpen. But Coach Hefner, this more of a motivational talk. Let's throw strikes.
There is a lefty warming in that Dallas Baptist bullpen down the left field line. But Maddox Misi will be Avery Duncan's. An 0-for-1 day with a walk at the bottom of the order. Senior out of Adkins. 14 hits on the year, 2 home runs. First pitch he sees is a spinner that spins low for a ball.
DBU defense already turned 1 double play. They did that in the last inning.
Yeah, it was number 30 on the year. This one misses, 2-0.
I almost think you take here until you see something in the zone.
2 on, 1 out. The 2-0 skips in 3-0. Might see Hefner back out of the dugout.
Yeah. I can't see Maddox swinging the bat until he sees a strike.
I mean, at this rate, you might have to see 2. Gray only saw 1. Watkins was behind 0-2 and hit the ground rule double. The 3-0 is in there. 95 on that fastball. Didn't have to take anything off to find the plate, but needs to find the plate again.
Yep.
A 298 average on the year for Maddox. The 3-1 hit right back up the middle off the glove of Duncan, and it can't be made. Running towards second base by Sartan. Dropped the glove down to field it, but didn't come up with it.
Yep.
An infield single for Misi.
Well, the Wildcats fortunate there. I think that's a double play ball if it does not hit the glove of Duncan going through. I think Sartan fields that cleanly and starts a 4-6-3 double play, but the deflection off the glove of Duncan, Sartan then had to try to force that thing or really speed up what he was trying to do, and then he didn't pick it cleanly. Everybody's safe. They've given an infield single to Maddox. Would have been a tough play. I thought they still could have got the out at second, but they've given it an infield single.
Or even if Sartan, the second baseman, just gives up trying to go to second, a quick throw to first base, excuse me, he probably gets it. The 0-1 to Payne misses 1-1. Good first pitch strike from Duncan there. Now certainly feeling the pressure. You got to imagine this is his last batter if he can't get a ground ball. 0-for-1 with a pair of walks is Payne. The 1-1 to him is in for a strike. Payne, a guy who crowds the plate a little bit from that left side. The switch hitter watches that one in on the hands. Now 1-2. Bases full of Wildcats. 1 out in the 5th. Infield plays at a standard double play depth. The ground ball gets the Patriots out of the inning. 2-2 slap back foul. We'll do it again.
It's a good cut. It's a way to protect, stay alive. Where Zan a chance to drive something to the outfield, score multiple runs.
Duncan in his first inning of work, pitch number 20, upcoming. The offer. High to Payne, 3-2.
Good pitch, just stayed elevated just enough to stay out of the zone.
Now a full count. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Payne goes down on the fastball from Duncan. He challenged and he won.
Yeah, I think the 2-2 pitch may have been in the zone, but the 3-2 pitch definitely in the zone. A fastball at 94. Sometimes you just got to go with your best pitch, and that's just raw heat, and that's second strikeout of the inning. Duncan just 1 out away from leaving the bases loaded.
And this would be a big slam of the door if he can strand 3. First pitch to Cardenas is gone on and missed. You saw Duncan shake a couple of times there. You got to wonder if catcher Rose wanted to go back to that fastball.
Well, here's where you have to be careful with that high heat. It's a ball that Diego would love to barrel up.
And if he catches a high fastball, it might meet the Patriots back in Dallas.
Yeah.
Now 1-1 to Cardenas, a pair of walks and a strikeout.
Seen a lot of off speed down at the shoe tops of Diego. A pitch that looks like a strike out of the hand and breaks down at the feet.
He pops up a 1-1 down the third base line. Grady's giving chase, but he's going to give it a watch as it falls out of play. Now Duncan ahead 1-2. What a save this would be in the 5th. Comes set. And it's outside, 2-2 now to Cardenas. Hard at work, the students at the ballpark here tonight. Working on some essays, finals week next week. Gotta get some work in. 2-2 is high, now 3-2 to Cardenas.
You got some studying to do tonight?
Oh, I got a big old communication law paper to get done tonight. This pace of this baseball game ramping up my anxiety
It will be
bit.
due before this game is over, Roman.
That's not something I need to hear. Payoff pitch, cut on and missed. Bases loaded by Avery Duncan. He gets out of it with back-to-back strikeouts on top of the Wildcats lineup. We'll head to the 6th inning from Abilene, 7-3 Patriots on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, top of the 6th, it's the visitors a 7-3 lead. We'll take a look at our game summary here. 7-3 Patriots. They trailed 3-0 after 1. They got 7 in the 6th and have really taken control.
Yeah, it's just been a game of can the pitchers find the strike zone. ACU has walked 7. DBU pitchers have walked 9 tonight, but DBU able to take advantage. 4 free passes by ACU pitching there in that 5th inning. All 4 came around to score as the DBU bats strung together some consecutive hits to drive in all those free passes. And what was a 3-0 deficit, now a 7-3 DBU lead as we move to the top of the 6th.
And 12 came to bat in that 5th inning. Blaine Palmer got the last 2 outs of it. Chayton Krause, Ryan Martin, and Cooper Neville due up here in the 6th. Palmer just in to keep the Wildcats within the 4-run deficit. Defense will shift to the left. First pitch is an off-speed in for a strike. We've seen Palmer do that several times.
Krause still trying to keep this 13-game hitting streak alive. He's walked twice. Hasn't seen much to swing at. Officially 0 for 1.
Fastball on the outside corner misses.
Krause, a guy who, man, he has been around forever. 200 career hits, 40 home runs. 5th all-time in home runs with those 44. 4th all-time with 185 RBIs. Trying to get to 200. Being only the 2nd player in DBU history with 200 hits, 40 of those being home runs, and 200 RBIs. But still 15 to go, but he'll has plenty of baseball over the next month to try to do that.
He's ahead of Palmer 2-1. He skies this one up the middle. Misi into right field. Ranging back and makes a catch on the run. Not an easy play for Misi, but he hauls it in.
Maddox started left of the second base bag in the shift and caught that in shallow right field. That was a long run.
And just kind of just kept drifting and drifting. The wind's blowing that way a little bit, running away from him, but able to make the catch. He'll go back to the shift on the third base side of second base for the right fielder and Ryan Martin.
Martin has peppered center field tonight, all 3 plate appearances.
Yeah, 3 fly balls to center. The most recent served as a sac fly in that 5th inning. Drove in Luke Petit. The 0-1 is pushed foul. Now 0-2, Palmer ahead. O2's fouled back again. Good battle here from Martin. The Wildcats had control of this ball game. A 3-run first inning. Some messy innings for each side, but ultimately a bunch of zeros thrown up in the middle, and then 7 in the 5th. The Patriots take a firm grasp. The 0-2 into paint it short. He's going to gather, throw across, high to Watkins, and he just got down in time.
Yeah, Payne made that one a little more interesting than it had to be, but Watkins, nice job over at first base doing his job.
Taking a look at it there, he beat him only by about half a step. Martin on the way down above first base, but Watkins able to get the out. Wildcats looking for their first 1-2-3 inning since the 4th. I'll shift to the right for Neville, who takes a strike.
Full schedule in Conference USA tonight in the midweek. Delaware a winner. They beat Delaware State 7-5. That one has gone final. Liberty a win over Charlotte 12-2 the final. So Liberty gets the win.
A 1 from Palmer on the outer edge, now 0-2.
Middle Tennessee took on Vanderbilt. Vandy the win 9-1 tonight. Sam Houston at Texas tonight. Sam had an early lead. Haven't seen that score in a while, but Sam had an early lead. Louisiana Tech at Louisiana Monroe tonight.
0-2 from Palmer skips in well in front of the box.
Of course, La Tech will be in Dallas this weekend. Big series. Two teams tied in the standings at 14-7. Jack State and Samford canceled tonight. Western Kentucky, Austin P also canceled tonight.
1-2 from Palmer's cut on and missed. Palmer gives a scream, a 1-2-3 sixth. The Wildcats looking to erase a 4-run deficit in the home half. You're watching Western Athletic Conference Baseball on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Bullock Brothers Ballpark. Rick McCarty has been leading the Wildcats for 8 seasons now after spending 16 years as an assistant coach. 3 of those years were actually spent as DBU's pitching coach. McCarty said on the ACU Sports podcast that he reflected on DBU's success, including the fact that they've made it to 10 straight regional appearances. But for McCarty, it's not just about the wins. He says they want this to be the best faith-based institution in the country. And while they're not where they want to be yet, they're closer than ever before. Guys?
Thanks, Ashley. Great stuff there. A throwback of head coach Rick McCarty. I'm sure he'll be glad to see that one whipped out on the ESPN broadcast here tonight. Got a new pitcher on the mound for the Patriots. It's Michael Benzer, the senior lefty out of Houston. Went to University of Houston, played a little bit for the Cougars, now makes his way into the Metroplex for Dallas Baptist.
Yeah, 16th appearance of the year for Benzer, 14 innings of work as well as he'll take over. He's second among the bullpen arms with a 3.21 ERA. He's given up only 1 run in only 4 of his 15 outings. So he has been a good one out of the bullpen. He'll come in here in the bottom of the 6th after a nice appearance by Avery Duncan. Duncan, who struck out the side, worked around bases loaded there in the 5th, but struck out the side. And Duncan will give way to Benzer here. It's 7-3 lead, bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts for Duncan. A pair of hits and a walk, but no runs across. No runs charged to a Dallas Baptist pitcher since they started Tate Hess in the 1st. We have Nick Arias, Ryan Jones, JT Thompson due up here in the 6th. Wildcats looking to get back on the board. First pitch is in for a strike from Benzer. .95 on the fastball, 94 on that one as Arias fouls it back.
And Roman, just to go back to what Ashley was talking about, and Rick McCarty, he speaks so highly of those years as pitching coach at Dallas Baptist under the leadership of Coach Hefner, and just the way Coach Hefner ran his program. When Rick got the chance to become the head coach here in Abilene, he said, I built this program of what I had seen at Dallas Baptist and what Coach Hefner had done. That's what I'm doing here in Abilene. He said, watching Coach Hefner use baseball as his ministry really clicked with him, being Coach McCarty. He goes, I'm on assignment here in Abilene, just like Coach Hefner's on assignment there in Dallas. Coach McCarty's doing the same thing here in Abilene, and on assignment means turning young men into grown men, not only on a baseball diamond, but in all aspects of life.
4 pitches, 4 strikes for Benzer. This one's chopped up the middle. Shortstop Neville fields it behind second base, throws just in time to get Ryan Jones quickly 2 gone in the 6th.
And Coach McCarty says this is always a process. We're not done with that process, and maybe never will be. Of course, we're still trying to get to a regional when you talk about, what we're doing on the field. But when you look at what has taken place in these 8 years since Coach McCarty's been here, you look at these facilities, the upgrade of this facility, that came because people believe in what Coach McCarty's doing culturally, not just necessarily wins and losses, but culturally. He said when they were going through that process, they won the Southland Conference in 2021, and it opened some eyes. But he said when they started this building project, he said he had people who were contributing financially to this renovation of the stadium who had never been to a baseball game here at ACU. They're ACU alum, ACU supporter, but hadn't necessarily been to a baseball game, but they believed in what Rick McCarty was doing in the development of young men, not as baseball players, but as young men. And because of that, they believe in the program enough to see the development, the expansion, the growth of this program, one through the renovation of the stadium, but so many other ways, just because they believe in what Rick McCarty's doing.
Benzer got 4 strikes and a ground ball on his first 5. Now he's behind 3-1 to JT Thompson. And, to go back on that, McCarty has put so much effort behind the scenes into the lives of these players that, you might think that the product on the field falls off, as this one's skied foul territory on the left field line. Making a catch just in front of the wall is the third baseman, Grady. 1, 2, 3 go the Wildcats in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th inning. It's a 7-3 lead for the Patriots here on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, 7-3, the Patriots lead it here on the second half of a home-and-home between the Wildcats and the Patriots. Let's take a look at the Dallas Baptist upcoming schedule here. We mentioned they've got some ground to gain in Conference USA and a stretch to do it coming up.
That's the rest of the schedule leading into the Conference USA tournament. 3 more conference series tied with Louisiana Tech in the standings. Of course, Jacksonville State is atop the standings, so a chance for DBU to elevate where they are in conference standings. Getting that RPI at 75 currently, so work to be done, but 10 games left to do it, and then a conference tournament as well. It's a team that's on the outside looking in as far as an NCAA regional, but still 10-plus games to try to help themselves. And, of course, you win the conference tournament, you're in the regional no matter what.
It's Blaine Palmer back on the mound here for what will be his second full inning out of the bullpen for the Wildcats. The 1-0 misses inside, now 2-0. Schlegel, Grady, and Sartain 8-9-1 due up here in the 7th.
Schlegel had the back-breaking hit in that 7-run 5th, the 3-run double. Scored all of those free passes in front of him. You think a 7-3 game, top of the 7th, you'd have 1 here, 2 here. Nope, ACU with 3 in the 1st, and DBU with 7 in the 5th.
Schlegel a leadoff walk. Last leadoff runner aboard was in that 5th inning. It was a hit by pitch by Bennett. Came around to score and started that 7-run inning. As you take a look at it, not particularly close.
It's the 8th free pass now by ACU pitching.
And Grady digs in. He's 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of singles and a run scored. He watches ball 1 inside. There's motion in the ACU bullpen. There's a lefty warming. I believe it's Carson Wallace. Shift on. They check back to first. He's on in time. It's a nice move from Palmer. A really snap throw stepping off the back.
That's a quick. Now you see Watkins over at first. They play it a little differently, how they cover first on the pickoff attempt. You used to see the old first baseman kind of straddle the bag with chest facing the pitcher, but now it's almost like the right hip facing the pitcher, 1 step off the first base bag to get a little bit better fielding position, a little quicker.
Runner goes. The throw from Gray, not in time. Nice swipe from Schlegel to get into scoring position with no outs. He's now 11 of 14 on the year.
And the scouting report will tell you to take your chances against ACU in the stolen base category. Good jump. Even after 2 pickoff attempts over at first, Schlegel's still a great jump. He's in scoring position.
1-1's in the dirt, 2-1. He was full head, shoulders, and hips in front of that throw.
Well, I'd sure love to see DBU get hot over the month of May. I just feel like the NCAA regional without DBU in the mix just doesn't feel right. I know they've been in regionals in Stillwater and Stillwater out in Lubbock. I think they were out in Arizona last year, if I remember right.
Two 2-1 from Palmer. High now 3-1.
You know, haven't made it to Omaha yet, but 10 consecutive regional appearances. Pretty impressive. There's not many programs that could say that across the country.
Palmer look back, delivers home. It's hit hard to the right side, and it gets past Macy and Watkins. Runners waved home, and Watkins will cut it off. Run number 8 on hit number 9. RBI single Keaton Grady, extending this Patriots lead.
Well, I thought Watkins was going to make a stab at it there at first. His first step was to the right, like he was going to try to make a play on it, and then he changes directions to go cover the first base bag and just left a hole there to punch that one through into right field. And the RBI single, and DBU now the 8-3 lead.
McCarty out of the dugout. Giving a visit here to Palmer in the 7th. No outs. 2 up, 2 aboard. 1 already in to score. And McCarty will motion to right field. Pitcher number 6 incoming for the Wildcats. They trail it by 5 to Dallas Baptist. We'll have a new arm on the mound on the other side of a break here on ESPN+. Back in Abilene, it's a 5-run deficit. 5 have been driven in by the bottom 2 in that Dallas Baptist lineup. Just shows the depth, shows the team first baseball. Heads up on the props to the heads up ACUTV staff doing some stat watching, some stat crunching as Carson Wallace is in to try to keep this game where it's at.
Yes, 17th appearance of the year for Carson as he will come in. 29 strikeouts, 25 walks, opponent batting average of .250. Again, another arm that Rick McCarty would love to extend and have prepped and ready for a chance to get 3, 6, 9 outs over the course of the next few innings here for ACU. He'll come in with the runner on first, nobody out. Dbu already with 1 across here in the top of the 7th.
And top of the order, due up Brooks Sartain, Jake Bennett, Luke Petit. No outs, runner on first. Dallas Baptist trailed 3-0 early, trailed 3-0 for a while, but just hung around, kind of, sat in the shadow and waited until ACU pitcher just couldn't get in the zone. Tonight, that was David John. Kind of opened the door, and then the crowd of runs came bursting through it. So attained a .289 average on the year. Wallace is going to take a first check back to first. 13 hits on the year. He's scored 10 times. Grady at first is going to watch a bunt get down. It goes past Wallace. A tough play to first. Not in time. Infield hit. Courtesy of the bunt from Sartain.
Put some pressure on Wallace. Trying to cover a bunt on that right side. Wallace plays it well. Bang, bang play over at first, but good speed from the top of the lineup. Sartain able to beat it out.
That's textbook small ball there. Yep. You're going to steal and bunt. You ideally want to take that one to third, force Arias to come in, and then have the stealing base runner go 180 feet. But he stays at second. First and second. First pitch strike to Jake Bennett. 1 for 3 with runs scored on a hit by pitch and a double. 0-1's in the dirt to him. Blocked by Gray behind the plate. Wildcats are going to shift again on Bennett. He gives a big swing and miss way ahead of the off-speed from Wallace.
Roman, this game 45 for Dallas Baptist. Take a guess how many games they have not hit a home run this year in their 45 games.
The 1-2 gets away from Gray up the first base line. It's going to put Sartain on third. Out of their 45, I'm going to go with... they're on a 2-a-game pace. I'm going to say they're right at 4 games, no home runs.
You nailed it. Only 4 games all year long. Of the first 44, only 4 games DBU has not hit a home run.
That's dominance.
Nobody out on the top of the 7th.
Runner goes from first. It's chopped foul. DBU. You might think they're trying to swing away, keep the home runs coming, but they're just going to play some small ball, steal some bases, bunt the ball. Wallace 2-2, looks to first, delivers home. It's off speed, it's out. Now 3-2. This one gets away from Gray. It's going to load the bases.
It's 3 times in a row now. Bennett's been on the base pass.
Taking a look, just not close. Good eye, but Wallace missing big.
DBU's had 2 games this year. They've hit 6 home runs. One of those was this weekend versus Florida International. Did it versus New Mexico State. 89 home runs. That's still 30 behind University of Georgia, who leads it all.
This one skips away from Gray. He got a piece of it, kept it somewhat in front. Yeah, Georgia, I mean, they know how to hit the baseball.
Man alive. Although, if you've ever seen, watched a game from Georgia, that field is built for home runs.
They've got a short porch or two. The 2-0 hit up the middle. Misi, a chance for 2. He's going to look to second, but he's going to go to 1. The shift puts Payne well off of second base. No opportunity for a double play. So they'll get the out at first base, but run number 9 comes in to score for the Patriots.
Well, this is the downside of a shift right here. Everybody's out of position for your traditional underhand toss, second base to shortstop to turn it. Because Misi moving to his left fields it. Typically, he's moving to his right at normal position. And then Payne is so far away from second base, there's no chance to cover the second base bag. You do get the 4-3 ground out, but only 1 out and an RBI. Infield in here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, first pitch is a ball to Mac Rose. The former Vanderbilt Commodores now with the Patriots from the DFW area. 1-0 is low, 2-0.
You know, we were talking about DBU and regionals. You ever been to Omaha?
I have not. Gotta find my way up there.
Put it on the bucket list, man.
2-0 is in now, 3-0. Fortunately, my bucket's got plenty of water left in it.
Rick McCarty was asked if he had ever been to Omaha. Rick McCarty has never been to Omaha. He has never been to a game.
He just wants to do it the right way, leading a baseball team.
Well, it's funny. He said, people ask me, is that just a deal where you're not going to go until you take a team? And he said, not necessarily. He just said, you know, when our season ends, we're doing exit interviews and wrapping up a season, and we're, you know, the recruiting process has already started. It's just not a leisurely time of the schedule just to drop everything and go to Omaha. So it's not necessarily that the first time he goes is with the team. He just said the schedule hasn't allowed.
Well, also 4-pitch walk loads the bases. Rose aboard for the second time, both walks. Now Clayton Kraus. He's walked twice, popped out to the second baseman Misi twice. .185 RBI in his career. He's 1 from tying Austin Listy and 4 from tying Duncan McAlpine. Could do that here. The 1-1 inside, now 2-1. This one slapped to deep center field. Thompson going back, looking up, off the wall. Gets away from Thompson, now throwing it in, and 2 will score. Kraus, a 2 RBI double in the 7th, moves now 3rd in DBU history with 187 RBI in his career.
We drove that one. Thompson gave it a good chase, but just could not quite get there. Off the extended glove. Everybody's safe, and yeah, 2 RBIs closer to that now 200 in his career. He keeps the hitting streak alive as it extends out to 14, and another crooked number here for DBU with 4 across here in the 7th.
Wallace, a couple of free passes, a double there.
And now, Roman, you're in position where DBU with 2 in scoring position, 1 out, can put the 10-run rule in effect here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, the Wildcats in the home half will have Lattisaw, Watkins, Gray. That's 6, 7, 8 due up. Again, haven't scored since the bottom of the 1st. 11 unanswered now from the Patriots. Good conversation there between McCarty and Wallace. They'll go back to the bullpen. 4 across with 2 on and 1 out in the 7th from Abilene. The sun fully set here in the big country. It's top of 7, and it's a big lead for the visitors. That's the Dallas Baptist Patriots. An 8-run lead. The Wildcats will look to keep at that. Will bring Noah Galvan into pitch.
Yeah, 12th appearance of the year for Noah. 9 2/3 innings of work. As you can see, pretty even there. 9 strikeouts and 8 walks. So Noah will try to come in and stop this damage here. It's been a night of crooked numbers. ACU with 3 in the first, but then 7 in the 5th, 4 more here in the 7th. Now 2 in scoring position, 1 out. 10-run rule in effect. Noah's going to try to stop the damage here and extend this game with 2 more outs before 2 more runs.
2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Mac Rose at 3rd. He walked. And Caden Kraus at 2nd after a 2 RBI double that now pushes him past Austin Listy in RBI in his career. Up to 187 in the career of Kraus. Now in his 4th season.
This Noah's 3rd year with ACU. Transfer from Fresno City College in California. Made 4 starts a year ago. Comes in here with the infield in, trying to shut down DBU.
Of the righty Nate Martin. Infield shifted to the left and on the cut. First pitch is off speed and it's low.
Boy, this game just turned, didn't it?
Yeah, Wildcats felt like they were in control here on the home turf. They got out to an early lead. That's the recipe, but just gave it up.
It's the 7th pitcher of the night now for Rick McCarty and the Wildcats. It's been the free pass again. 10 free passes. Actually 11 if you throw in a hit by pitch. 11 free passes for this DBU lineup. Is too good. That's too many guys on the base pass.
Galvan behind 2-0 gets a foul tip, now 2-1.
Coming in averaging 8.5 runs a game. They haven't even had to do it with the home run tonight. So we mentioned no home runs yet. Only 4 games all year that DBU has not hit a home run, but have not needed the long ball tonight.
Well, it's either the 5th of those type of game for the Patriots, or it's a backbreaker in the late innings here. Now the 2-1 inside 3-1.
And I've noticed just all night they are so disciplined around the plate. They see the ball well, and they're able to hold off pitches that are right around the zone but not strikes. And now a hitter's count.
Now the 3-1 is driven into shallow right center field. Jones ranging over, a dive and a catch. It's going to score a run, but the Wildcats get a big second out on a nice play from Ryan Jones in right.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to find a way to find some turf. Thought Thompson was going to be the one making a play on it, but as Jones coming into your picture out of right field, a nice dive moving to his right, almost some contact there in the gap, but Jones able to stay with it, make the catch, big second out.
And for the safety of Thompson and Jones, thank goodness no contact. I mean, a head-first dive into Thompson's knees could have been real ugly. 2 gone, runner on 3rd. The Wildcats will shift the defense to the first base side. First pitch is a ball to Cooper Neville, the 9th to hit here in the 7th.
Yeah, already batted around in the 5th, and now batted around here in the 7th.
Macy's on the cut in right, Payne behind second base. This one's chopped foul by Neville, 1-1. Wildcats let DBU start to pick up the rope and jog away, turned into a dead sprint, and they have not looked back.
This 12-3 score matches the 12-3 score of February 17th at Horner Ballpark. Not quite as many hits for DBU tonight.
1-1's low.
Just 11 hits for DBU. The 17 that they had in that first meeting, still the most that an ACU staff has given up in a game, 17 hits.
(2-1) is sent into the ACU dugout, 2-2.
Of course, Rick McCarty, he's a longtime pitching coach. He's a pitching, he pitched when he was in school at Campbell or pitched at Murray State, then started at Campbell and has made his way here to ACU. So he's a pitching guy. And, nights like tonight, he's just has to be frustrated. But he talks about this pitching staff. You're talking about double-digit new arms this year for this staff. He's like, I have to help guys understand their identity, their skill set, how to use it, what it should feel like on a game day, and then make that consistent. Have to be level-headed as a pitcher and understand your role every time you come in a game, because that's my role as the head coach, but as a pitching coach, is help these guys understand their identity.
Galvan finds himself in a full count with 2 outs. Kraus at third. And the payoff is ball 4 to put runners back on the corners and now send a 10th to the plate in the inning.
Again, that's a pitch that I think a lot of ball players are swinging at. You got a payoff pitch. It's something that's close to the zone. You've got to protect. You don't want to backwards K. But DBU over and over tonight has just been very disciplined on a pitch that potentially could be a strike. Looks like a strike, but it's not a strike, and they've stayed disciplined to stay off of them.
It's Ryan Martin it's Dylan Schlegel who led off with a walk, came around to score. Now at the plate. First pitch he sees is in for a strike. Went back to the spinner. Put it in the middle of the zone. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Here in the 7th. Schlegel skies this one to right. Jones giving chase into the corner, and it'll fly out of play.
Roman, you're wrapping up your time here at ACU. What's next for you this summer?
Well, this summer I'll be out with the Baltimore Orioles High A affiliate, the Frederick Keys, doing some on-air broadcasting. Grateful for, obviously, my time here at ACU, though I'll have the December to finish it out, but especially grateful to Gus Balo, the Frederick Keys organization, for giving me a shot and some work this summer.
Yeah, High A baseball. Where is that in geographic comparison to Baltimore? How close?
We're about 45 minutes inland, 45 minutes west, little town of Frederick. Super excited about that.
Yeah.
Going to be a great opportunity. Continue to expand the portfolio, make some connections.
Yeah.
Just broadcasting the game of baseball. 1-2's inside. Gray pump fakes to second. They go to third, and they got him. A crafty play from Brady Gray sends us to stretch time in Abilene. 5 score on 3 hits in the 7th. Out number 3 at third base. Stretch time in Abilene, 12-3 the visitors. That's Dallas Baptist University. And down on the sideline, we go back to Ashley Henderson. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Roman. So earlier I talked about how McCarty said they want this to be the best faith-based institution, and that's meaning on and off the field. McCarty recently emphasized the culture being built with ACU baseball. He said on the ACU Sports podcast, quote, "We pride ourselves on player development, and we don't want that just to be a punchline." And that commitment is showing up. The team has a 3.5 GPA, and 10 players have been baptized in this calendar year. So that's development going beyond baseball. Roman, back to you.
Yeah, great to see, as we talked about a lot on this broadcast and a lot just within this community. You know, it's much more than the ball being played for McCarty. It's about the baptisms, a good couple of mission trips being made. They went down to the Dominican Republic last school year. This year, a trip to Arlington to just live out the will for this team. First pitch is high to Ladisaw, 1-0. Bottom of the 7th, that pickoff at third base. Gray to Arias. That kept the run rule run off of home plate.
Oh. I think that one got Rose.
That one off the catcher arm. Shakes off.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
It didn't even ask for the umpire to walk a ball out there. But
it's tough.
I think Rose took the deflection off the foul tip.
1-1 to Ladisaw's high.
Okay, so you mentioned high A. You'll be high A. Is that rookie ball or is that the next level?
No, it's the bottom of what I would consider the minor league. So you've got your AAA, your AA. As Ladisaw fouls this one off, and then your single A, your high A. It's just above the rookie ball. Got a young team. Got some good players out there. Been following from afar.
The AAA's in Norfolk, if I remember right.
Correct.
For Baltimore. I don't know. I'm not sure where the AA is for Baltimore.
Put me on the spot here.
And where are you again? High A.
High A with the Frederick Keys.
Frederick.
Chesapeake Bay Sox, the AA of the Orioles.
Okay. And the Frederick Keys are the high A.
This one sent into center field, just past the reaching glove of Neville. It'll be a single for Ladisaw.
What's the mascot of the Frederick Keys?
I believe we have a moose.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, the Keys, a pretty cool story for them. You know, they're coming back up into high A. They were down in the draft league for the Orioles, but rebuilding, some reorganizing. They're going to be back in the minors now. As Grant Watkins is back at the plate. With Ladisaw off first.
You know, I know geographic location is not what it is in West Texas, so I don't know how far Norfolk from Baltimore is. I'm not sure, but you're what, 45 minutes from Baltimore?
45 from Baltimore.
You could see potential rehab assignment of a Jackson Holiday, or
if he's still down there. I mean, he's been down, had a couple of good games. I had to exit a ball game, and I believe it was his second rehab game. He took an awkward swing and then left grabbing that hand.
Yeah, of course, Adley Rutschman's been on the IL for a while for the Orioles.
1-1's into Watkins, 1-2.
You been to Camden Yards yet?
I have not. It's going to be on the list.
That needs to be on the bucket. We talked about Omaha on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Camden Yards in Baltimore needs to be on the bucket list. Had a chance to go a few summers ago with
1-2 is a big hack from Watkins. He goes down swinging.
Went a couple summers ago, family trip, but Rick McCarty actually helped me out on that trip. His brother-in-law, James McCann, catcher, used to be with the Orioles, now with the Diamondbacks, but had a chance to introduce my two boys to James McCann, courtesy of the help of Rick McCarty in our time in Baltimore. Camden Yards definitely needs to be on the bucket list.
No doubt. We'll get out there at some point. First pitch is into Gray, 1-0. Got a lot in the area. I'm excited about it. Obviously, you know, work is the #1 priority.
Oh, yeah. Forgot you're going out there to do a little work. You'll have an off day in there somewhere.
1-1. I mean, it's not work if you love what you do, and that's exactly the purpose behind it. Just broadcasting baseball. 92 on the gun there from Benzer. It's a nice pitch. 1-1 is high. 2-1.
It's gone final in Riverside. CBU, another win tonight, 18-6. They beat UC Riverside. Well, the Lancers are playing really well. I think there's no doubt that Michael Mulkey will be the WAC Pitcher of the Year this year. He is running away statistically in all of the pitching categories for CBU. Guy who's 8-0 on the mound this year, a 2.04 ERA, Michael Mulkey.
We saw him pitch a fantastic game here in Abilene a couple of weeks ago. His great walks to put 2 on with 1 out.
Although it's Tarleton State at the top of the standings right now at 8-4. CBU at 7-5. Utah Tech sandwiched in between, currently at 6-3. They played one less series.
First pitch Misi sees, he sends fouled on the right field line.
I think a lot could shuffle out this week. You'll see Tarleton State, Utah Tech currently 1-2 in the standings. They play each other in St. George this weekend. ACU out at Sac State. That's a big one. Again, ACU only one game behind Tarleton in the loss column. Tarleton with 4 losses, ACU with 5. But Tarleton's played an additional series. So even if ACU were to sweep Sacramento State, let's say they do, they're still one behind Tarleton in the loss column to start the weekend. CBU is at Utah Valley. Boy, the Wolverines are absolutely struggling this year.
0-2 is into Misi, now 1-2. And it's a whack this season. Only 7 teams, so every team has that off week. The Wildcats played theirs up in Indiana, taking on the Hoosiers. And, only one team is going to miss the tournament in Mesa. One-two hits Misi. Now bases loaded, 1 out. Now leadoff man Zant Payne digging in. That one gets Misi on the quad. Able to turn into that one.
Yep.
One of the better places.
Yeah,
to get
hit him on the meaty part. He's okay.
Now Payne, his first at bat of the night from the right side. He's switching shortstop. Takes a ball high.
See, Texas has come back and taken the lead on Sam Houston, 11-9, top of the 7th. Kennesaw State puts up a battle tonight with Georgia Tech, the 3rd-ranked team in the country. Georgia Tech does win 10-7. Florida International has defeated Bethune-Cookman tonight, 8-6. A lot of cancellations tonight. Missouri State washed out with St. Louis. Again, Western Kentucky, as well as Jacksonville State, both of their games canceled tonight. Jack State, Missouri State this weekend. That's a big series in Conference USA.
Payne checked his swing. They're going to check down to first base. He did not go around. Now 3-1.
Again, currently right now, 3 teams projected in the regional field out of Conference USA. Jacksonville State, Missouri State, as well as Liberty. And some have Missouri State going out to that UCLA regional in Los Angeles.
3-1's in, taken by Payne for a strike. Now 3-2. Three, 2-1 out. Benzer from the left, chopped foul by Payne. Will do it again. And the payoff. Sent to shallow left. Bennett coming on. Makes the catch. Tag not made by Ladisaw. They get the throw home, and it's up the line a little bit. But, again, no tag from Ladisaw. F7 for the second out of the inning.
That's just a ball that dies in the wind that's now blowing in, and with Bennett's momentum bringing him into the infield as he makes that catch, they hold Ladisaw over at third. The throw was up the first base line. Ladisaw would have made it, but it's the right decision not to send. Bennett, just again, his momentum carrying him back into the infield and home plate.
Now 2 gone with the bases loaded for Diego Cardenas, looking for his first hit of the evening. A pair of walks, pair of strikeouts.
Well, remember how hot this guy got last May? It was really the coming out party of Diego Cardenas, in all honesty, last May. Carried it into the WAC tournament. And we talked about, what's ahead for DBU and a chance to get an at-large. We know the WAC's a one-bid league, and Rick McCarty said, hey, everything that we set out to do this year is still in front of us.
Yeah.
When you play in a one-bid league like the WAC, no door has been shut on any of the goals for this ACU team. And we've got a track record of finishing strong around here. We've done it before.
2-1 a Big Ac.
You know, it all starts. It's not going to be easy. Sac State, they're playing well.
It'll all end with, I mean, Utah Valley and then Utah Tech, but Utah Valley, the team that's looking for sure from the outside looking in. This pitch to Cardenas misses. You got them at home. You know, Wildcats, if they can win 2 out of 3, maybe 3 out of 3, you almost, at that point, might secure a Mesa bid. And at that point, it's anybody's ball game. You've got 6 teams there. It's double elimination, and you know, who can go win a few in a row. 3-2 skips in and reloads the bases.
And Lattisaw come in and touch home plate. First run for the Wildcats since that bottom of the first inning. A little RBI the easy way for Diego.
And RBI number 54 on the year. That leads the WAC. Is this one really not close? Benz are upset with that one, and we'll get a replacement from the Patriot bullpen. 12-4 ball game in Abilene. As we roll on to hour 3.5 here on ESPN Plus. Back in Abilene, 12-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. New arm for the Lancers on the mound with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Monty Knipper will come in here for the Patriots, the junior, a DFW product there out of South Lake. His 17th appearance of the year, 15 2/3 innings of work, 22 strikeouts, 15 walks. But an impressive opponent batting average of just 102. So if he can put it in the strike zone, he has been effective against opposing batters this year. He'll come in, he'll inherit the bases loaded. ACU's already pushed across 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Chance to slam the door here with 2 outs.
Wildcats within that 10-run rule, so we'll play an 8th. Bases loaded for Nick Arias. Had a grand slam on Sunday. It was against UT Arlington. Pushed the Wildcats into position to then run rule the Mavericks.
Not sure I would have believed if you'd have told me we have 2 teams with combined 163 home runs that we would not have seen one with 16 runs on the board tonight. But that's where we are at the moment.
96 on the first fastball from Knipper. That's a game high. It's ball 1 to Arias.
And you're talking opponent batting average of 102. You're hitting 96 on the fastball. Even if you hit it, how well are you going to hit it?
Yeah, big leg kick from him. Even the off speed's at 85. We've seen fastballs slower than that tonight. He's quickly ahead of Arias. Arias, who slaps this one into right field, right at the right fielder Martin, who makes the catch. The Wildcats get 1 back in the bottom of the 7th. They trail by 8 as we head to the 8th here on ESPN Plus. Back at Bullock Brothers Ballpark, a new arm for the Wildcats on the mound here in the 8th. They trail by 8. Out hit 11-7, but it'll be Sacramento State this upcoming weekend for the Wildcats. Of course, though, that series on the road will be set on ESPN Plus. UTRGV next week for the Wildcats. That'll be on ESPN Plus, and then the Utah Valley series, the Wildcats' final home series of the season, that'll be broadcast on WAC International, and then rounding it out against a really solid Trailblazers team at Utah Tech. to end conference regular season play.
Yeah, Utah Tech, I hate to call them the surprise of the WAC, but they are playing really good baseball this year, 28-16. A tough way to finish, and then it seems like ACU's on the road their last conference schedule season, their last series every year, then they have to go straight to Mesa, which makes for an extended road trip going straight into the tournament. But they'll do that again this year. But good tune-up there with Utah Tech. Utah Tech, the top 4 players in on-base percentage. That tells you what they're doing offensively. Top 4 in the WAC on base percentage for the Trailblazers.
I won a two-way star, and Ryan Kropel was the preseason player of the year and was on the preseason all-WAC team as a pitcher. Doing it with the bat, doing it with the glove, doing it with the arm, and doing it with the mic. It's Andy Penny taking us through the final 2 here on ESPN+.
Yeah, thanks, Roman. O.J. Gonzalez now on the mound, the righty for the Wildcats. Take over a 12-4 DBU lead here. 12 runs, 11 hits, no errors committed for the Patriots. 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors committed by DBU. First pitch is well high and upstairs and hits Dylan Schlegel on the first pitch. And Dylan will make his way down to first base.
Yeah, definitely not the start that O.J. Gonzalez wanted.
The same start that David John had tonight. First pitch out of the chute, a hit by pitch. It was Jake Bennett who David John hit with his very first pitch, and Gonzalez has done the same thing to Schlegel. Now on the move, first pitch. Brady Gray not even a throw. It's a stolen base for Schlegel. Second one tonight. ACU pitchers have thrown 170 pitches tonight. Dallas Baptist 172. Gonzalez, the redshirt sophomore, 3rd year here in the program. Went to Lake Travis High School down in Austin area. That's a well-known program. It's the 3-0 fastball, take sign all the way for a strike. Grady tonight's had a nice night. He's 3 for 4. 2 RBIs, stolen base, 2 runs scored. It's the bottom of this lineup. Has really done damage for the Patriots. 3-1, big cut, but a miss. Neville tonight's been on base 3 times. Schlegel's now been on base 3 times. Grady's already been on base 3 times. That's your 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. Payoff pitch, fouled back, we'll do it again. ACU with 3 in the bottom of the first. We stayed that way until the 5th. 7 in the 5th, 5 in the 7th for DBU. Lone run for the Wildcats in the bottom of the 7th. Runner on the move again. Payoff pitch is well outside. It's another stolen base for Schlegel, and it's a walk for Grady, who's on for the 4th time tonight. Runners on the corners with nobody out. And Grady over at first represents what would be the run that would put this 10-run rule in effect again. Top of the lineup, Brooks Sarton to come up.
And it surprises me a little bit to see Schlegel going twice there. I mean, in an 8-run ball game, 2 programs that like each other, have got good relationship. You almost feel like that might be throwing some salt in the wound. Maybe they're playing for that run rule to get back on the road, but an interesting offensive approach here.
Sarton will take a strike. Yeah, they were not aggressive on the base pass in the first few innings, but have been much more aggressive stealing bases here the last 3. Runner on the move again. Throw down to second. Another stolen base, this time for Grady. Now 3 stolen bases in the inning. Sarton 1 for 3. He's walked twice. He's singled and scored a run. ACU infield will come in. Try to cut off home plate on a hard ground ball. Gonzalez asks for time, steps off. And 1-1's up and out. 2 balls and 1 strike. So here now 3.5 hours deep here tonight. Six DBU pitchers have been used, and now pitcher number 8 for ACU. Colin Adams went the first 2 innings for ACU, scoreless baseball, no runs on 2 hits. Baron Manis did the same thing, 2 innings, no runs on 1 hit. And the wheels fell off in the 5th. David John did not retire an out in that 5th. This one skied on the infield, left side, Arias and Payne. Payne will call off Arias and make the catch. And first out here at the top of the 8th. Check that as Thompson, my apologies, Thompson has come in and now playing shortstop. He's moved in from center field to shortstop.
And Brady Ladishaw's moved to center field, it looks like, and I believe that's Gavin Brzozowski in left, excuse me.
Yeah, a couple changes there. One out, here's Jake Bennett. First pitch, drives it left center field, fairly deep, but Brzozowski underneath it, right on the warning track, will make the catch. Tagging and coming in to score is Schlegel. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Bennett. And we're back to the 9-run spread here at 13-4. Grady stays at second base. 2 outs in the inning. The second RBI tonight for Bennett. Had an RBI double earlier. Gets the sacrifice fly and the RBI here. And here's Luke Pettit. 4-hit night tonight for Luke. All singles. Also has an RBI ground out. 4 for 5. He'll take a strike here from Gonzalez. Runner on the move again. This pitch on the outside. Gray, a throw down to third. Bang, bang play, but another stolen base for Grady. He's now swiped 2 bags in the inning. 4 stolen bases in the inning here for DBU.
Yeah, now that run rule run is just 90 feet away. A nice slide in there. You see him go for that back corner, and then the throw just beat out by it.
There's a 1-1. Chopper foul, third base side. A lot of the crowd is still stuck around here. Midweek game. One, 2 downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gonzalez set. Kick in the 2-2. Hit the opposite way, right field. Long run for Jones. He won't get there. It's over the wall. It's gone. And the first home run of the night for DBU, the 90th of the season. An opposite field 2-run home run for Luke Pettit. It's a 5-hit game for Luke and a 15-4 DBU lead. So the games without a home run for DBU will stay at 4. They get their first one tonight, the 90th of the season.
Yeah, and 101 off the bat there. That
Now batting number 11,
one
Zach Rose.
crushed just under the scoreboard and right. My time here at ACU, never seen a ball hit that scoreboard. Seen him go under, go over. That one, I guess, just left of it. And now puts the Patriots within the run rule opportunity.
And for Pettit, it's home run number 12, RBIs 37 and 38 with now 3 RBIs on the night. Good start to the week here, 5 for 6. And base is empty here for Mac Rose. He'll drive one right field. This one fairly deep. Jones at the wall, and this one will leave the yard. And the bats have come alive, at least the deep ball bats have come alive here in this top of the 8th inning. Back-to-back home runs, this time for Mac Rose. And it's 16-4 Patriots.
Yeah, 190 off the bat, 362 feet into the ACU bullpen where McCarty's going to go. Again, the home run drought lasted 8 innings, but now it comes pouring in.
And for Mac Rose on a team that's hit 90 home runs, that's his first of the year. Leaves the short porch at 315 down the right field line. Rick McCarty will go to the bullpen one more time. We'll see the 9th pitcher of the night for ACU. We'll tell you about the new pitcher on the other side. DBU a 16-4 lead, top of the 8th in Abilene. Ninth pitcher of the night for ACU as Rick McCarty has gone to the bullpen one more time. Everett Swaim will come in with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Dallas Baptist a 4 spot here in the inning. Swaim the junior, 6'3", 215 pounds. Makes his 6th appearance of the year. 3 2/3 innings of work. The ERA is elevated, but just in 3 2/3 innings of work again. 1 strikeout, 3 walks. And he'll get a chance to come in here and face a batter or 2 here in this top of the 8th. Back-to-back home runs now for DBU. Luke Pettit and Mac Rose. Now 91 home runs on the season for DBU, who came in 6th in the country in that category, and they've added 2 more. They'll stay on pace for 2 home runs a game. They've done both here in the top of the 8th. 7 runs in the 5th, 5 more in the 7th, 4 more here in the 8th for 16. A game that ACU led 3-0 going into the top of the 5th. The DBU bats have come alive. 16 runs on now 13 hits. And for ACU, 4 runs on 7 hits.
Now batting for DBU, number 13, Landon Underhill.
And we'll get a pinch hitter here for DBU as well. We'll see Landon Underhill get a chance to swing the bat. First pitch cut on and missed. Underhill, the senior out of Hearst, transfer from McLennan Community College down in Waco. Take a strike on the inside corner. It's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Underhill with the Patriots last year hit 250 in 28 games. His father Glenn played golf at San Diego State.
Cut on and missed here, and Everett Swaim has a strikeout on 3 pitches. And the side is retired. DBU a 4 spot, top of the 8th. The run rule is in effect. ACU will need at least 3. 16-4 Patriots. Bottom of the 8th, DBU a 16-4 lead. Trying to close this out courtesy of the 10-run rule here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We are less than a month away from the WAC tournament in Mesa, Arizona. There is the early, if it ended today, look at the bracket. Of course, Tarleton State, Utah Tech in those 1 and 2 spots. That's big. You get a first-round bye to the quarterfinals. ACU currently tabbed in that 5 spot with Sacramento State. That's who they'll see this weekend. If you play in the first round, you have to win at least 4. If you get a bye to the quarterfinals, you can win it in 3. The tournament coming up beginning on May the 19th out in Mesa, Arizona. The Wildcats all the way to the championship game a year ago. They fell to Utah Valley in that championship a year ago. Been knocking on the door to their first regional. Been in the WAC championship game twice in the 5 years in the WAC. Put up their best shot again this year here in just a few weeks. We anticipate seeing some pinch hitters here in this 9th inning. New pitcher for DBU as well as JT Long, the junior, will come in. He'll face Reese Borho to lead off this bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Long spent the last 2 years at Polk State College. Was a first-team All-American there as a freshman. And 10 saves in 2024, was the 3rd most in the country.
Reese Borho, the junior, of course, the hero on Saturday, the walk-off single versus UT Arlington, extra inning 9-8 win. So bat for Ryan Jones here. And ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Sam Hardcastle has grabbed a bat. He's on deck. It's long into the line. The 3-0 fastball, 94 on the gun. Good look at Long there. 6'6", 255. Good stature up there on the mound. Works out of the stretch even with the bases empty. 3-1, fastball inside corner for strike 2. And Reese will have to go pick up the bat. Thought it was ball 4. Payoff pitch, fastball swung on and missed. And Long has his first strikeout. And again, a pinch hitter here, Sam Hardcastle. The senior will get a chance to swing. He'll pinch hit for JT Thompson. Hardcastle, the average at .222. He has 12 hits on the year. Sam was a guy who was an everyday guy last year when Zant Payne was out of the lineup with injury. Take a fastball for a strike. Getting the Patriots a big series this weekend at home with Louisiana Tech. 2 teams tied in the standings at 14 and 7. Hardcastle well out in front of off speed, and it's 0-2. ACU on the road. They leave Thursday morning for a 3-game series at Sac State beginning Friday night. 0-2, off speed, in for a strike. Back-to-back Ks. This is a backwards K. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, and a great pitch and a great sequence there from Long. Just got ahead in the count and then worked with his best stuff. That off-speed pitch there just dropping right in at the knees.
And 2 down. Here's Luke Byer, who will get a pinch hit opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th. Fire on the year, just 1 at bat. He's 0 for 1 on the year. Get a chance to swing. First pitch, a fastball for a strike. Dbu about to win game 26 on the year. Moved to 26-19. Fastball cut on. Chance to strike out the side in order here for JT Long. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Fastball at the knees. The 1-2. Cut on and miss for strike 3. JT Long strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 8th, and Dbu will get the win courtesy of the run rule. 7 in the 5th, 5 in the 7th, 4 more in the 8th. And Dbu gets the win 16-4 the final. Patriots move to 26-19. ACU falls to 21-23. Give Dbu credit. They came out slow, 4 zeros. Did not score till the 5th inning, but came alive there in the 5th. And Luke Pettit, our player of the game tonight, 5 for 6, 4 singles, and then the 2-run home run in the top of the 8th. Pretty impressive night for Luke Pettit, 5 for 6, the home run, 3 RBIs.
Yeah, they didn't have it going early, but they hung around. They continued to see good at-bats, find strikes to hit, did a great job bouncing back, and they were led by Pettit, obviously just a fantastic player, hitting in their 3 spot for them. A team effort up and down the lineup. They got a lot of free passes. Both teams gave away some free passes here tonight, but ultimately it's the Patriots prevailing, getting back in that win column.
16 runs on 13 hits, no errors committed, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors committed by ACU. And yeah, again, 3-0 after 4, and ACU feeling good, but Dbu bats come alive. 3 crooked numbers over the last 5 innings and took a 16-4 win to the house.
Yeah, started in that 5th inning, and then from there they just did not look back. The pitching continued to, bite down and really make it difficult for this Abilene Christian squad to dig out of the hole that they built. And it started with the free passes. I just mentioned it, but you got to throw strikes against a good team like Dallas Baptist. The fundamentals are going to be there from them, and one of the biggest fundamentals for that program is plate discipline. They were not going to extend the zone. They were not going to give the Wildcats easy outs from the mound. Continue to swing it well, continue to just move guys station to station, ultimately ending in 8 innings there. An impressive performance from the Patriots.
Roman, always a joy sharing your broadcast airwaves with you, my friend.
Appreciate it. Fantastic facility here in Abilene Christian, and just a great product on the airwaves every single time on ESPN+.
16-4, Dbu gets the win to move to 26-19 as they beat the ACU Wildcats tonight. This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games are airing live. They're streaming on the ESPN app. For the entire team, Roman Raffelli and Ashley Henderson and the ACUTV crew led by Tyler Hatfield, I'm Andy Penny. Take care. Good night from Abilene.